Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for a somewhat disrupted Saturday Superstream. But as I tweeted earlier, I might actually be able to keep up with all of the goals. So the show must go on, and we will be going ahead with the Superstream as per normal. And as you can see from the ticker along the bottom, lots and lots of games called off, but still hopefully plenty for us to talk about. Hang out with us for the next couple of hours and a half up to 5 o'clock, and we're going to react to the action that is happening. So if we can make that a little rule, let's focus on what is happening rather than getting bogged down with what isn't happening, which I know is easily done in this current situation. Let me know if you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. And I guess the first thing we should probably do is just make sure we know what's happening here. So, Premier League gone. We thought we were going to get Aston Villa and Burnley at 3 p.m. No, gone. Earlier in the day, cases in the Villa squad means that one is off. So, to reiterate there, the only Premier League game happening tonight is not, or today, is not one we're concerned with because it's 5:30. It's Leeds v Arsenal. All the others, and I'll rattle through them just this once, otherwise just assume we're not talking about the Premier League today. Manchester United, Brighton, that was supposed to be at lunchtime, gone. Obviously, United, big problems already before the Brentford game, so that was always going to go. Villa and Burnley, so now Villa problems, and look out for Boxing Day with a lot of these teams because those games are probably going to go as well, aren't they? Saints, Brentford, I think 13 cases in Brentford. Watford, Palace, obviously Watford, their game against Burnley, that got called off like 2 hours before or something ridiculous. West Ham, Norwich, I think is cases amongst the Norwich squad, but it looks like Leeds and Arsenal are going to keep going. You're going to get one bit of Premier League football today. Keeping the rights holders in business, Leeds and Arsenal. In the Championship, we will talk about Middlesbrough 1, Bournemouth 0, which has just occurred up at the Riverside. So I won't go too much detail on that. We'll speak about that in a sec. Cardiff Derby has gone, but we then do have Blackburn Birmingham, Blackpool Peterborough, Bristol City Huddersfield, and Forest Hull. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 Championship games, okay? Coventry Stoke is off. Millwall Preston is off. QPR Swans, that's been off most of the week, hasn't it? Reading Luton, I think that was the second one to go as well. Now, in League One, a lot of the top teams are actually playing, I believe, other than Wycombe. I think, Plymouth playing? Yeah, I think all the top 6 are playing. So plenty of interest still in League One. Look, Wimbledon, Pompey's gone. Bolton, Wycombe's gone. Wycombe, obviously, top 6 side there. Burton, MK just outside the top 6, of course. Cambridge, Rotherham. Rotherham are the leaders in League One. That is on. Gills and crew is off. Ipswich, Sunderland. Big game there at Portman Road. 30,000 expected at Portman Road on a ticket promotion there. Sunderland, obviously, third in the league as well. So one worth keeping an eye on. Lincoln, Doncaster is off. Morecambe, Fleetwood, local derby. Oxford, Wigan, they're both on. Big game that, Oxford and Wigan, 2nd and 5th in the table. And Plymouth and Charlton. Plymouth are 6th and not in good form. And Charlton are racing their way up the table under Johnny Jackson in 11th. So be interesting to see two sides converging in their positions in the table and their sort of form. Wednesday, Stanley is off. Shrews, Cheltenham is off. We don't so much cover League Two, but I'll just tell you the games that are still on. Rochdale, Newport, Salford, Stevenage, Sutton, Harrogate, and Tranmere, Orient. So essentially, we are focused here today on 1, 2, 3, 4 championship games and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 League One games. Okay, so we've got 10 games to focus on. Things may move a little bit slower than they do on a normal Superstream, where we essentially have what normally 3 or 4 Premier League games, sometimes as high as 11 Championship games, as well as often 12 in League One. So it's going to be a little bit slower with the goals flying in. So keep that chat moving, and we'll be able to do a little bit of detail, probably virtually on every single game and every single goal that goes in today. Let's just say hello in the comments. Ewan, last night, rubbish game, great chat. We need you in the chat today. Keep you up forever. Hello, Leeds 2021. Trevor, Adrian, James, and a couple of people pointing out Bournemouth's poor form. We'll get onto that in a second. I've got no argument back. 1 win in 8 for Bournemouth. Steve, welcome along. Frank, welcome along. John, Jay, Alistair, Adrian, Chris. If anyone wants to throw in the League Two games, I personally don't have enough knowledge on the teams or players to say anything useful about them. But if you want to throw up the goals as they go in, we will do so. Lenny, welcome. Was going to go to Forest, but not no more. There we go. No Reading game means you can watch the Superstream. We go, welcome, Gibbler. Anyone else? Any football is good. I agree. Have we said hello to everybody? Nasha, welcome. Mr. Radio Floyd, welcome. Chris, welcome. Nat and Wenlock, just back from Villa Park. Oh, as you already headed down there, last minute call off again in another Burnley game as well. I don't think it's been Burnley either time. I don't use the word fault then. Look, it's not anyone's fault if anyone, the virus is going through any clubs. Look, it is what it is. Right, let's have a little talk about Bournemouth and Middlesbrough. Let me know if you watched it and your thoughts on the game. I was with the missus and the baby, so I didn't. I've seen the goal and a penalty kick from Sporar to win the game for Borough. So Borough, 10 points in 4, and Bournemouth, 6 points in 8. Real bad slowdown for Bournemouth now. They were the teams there: Lumley, McNair, Fry, Dykesdale, Jones, Taylor, Tavernier, Howson, Crooks, Sporar, and Watmore. For Bournemouth, Travers, Stacey, Cahill, Kelly, Jamura. Good to see Jamura Black, isn't it? Cook, Kilkenny, Anthony, Billing, Christie, and Solanke, but a shutout for Middlesbrough in that one. Have a look at the numbers. Just about 60-40 on the possession to Bournemouth. Plenty more opportunities, though, for Borough, though. Look, 19 shots to 10, 7-3 on target, 7 corners to 4. 4 big chances to 3, though. So could have been more than one goal in that one. We think traditionally these teams are both fairly good defensively, but maybe they are if there's chances created and they're not going in the net. So, Bournemouth from that position after game 15, and I can't remember what the points total was at game 15, something crazy like 37 or something. Correct me if I'm... Actually, no, we can work this out properly. Come on, Ben. Use your noggin. If they've got 6 points in 8, then they did have 37 points after 15 games, and they've only got 43 on 23 games now. So not good at all. Middlesbrough up to 8th place there, 10 points in 4 games. Looking good. And that table's all going to get a little bit confusing. Any comments here? Bournemouth hitting bad form. We'll keep the league a little bit more interesting. It certainly opened it up, hasn't it? Hi all. Good performance from the lads today. Bournemouth had some chances, and overall we slightly deserved the win. Second half penalty a bit iffy, but I'm glad it was given to us. Nottingham Forest Cats. Why are you shutting out Forest? I've got no idea what on earth that means, Nottingham Forest Cats. So if you want to explain that in English, I'll try and answer. John, Bournemouth look really poor. Looks like pressure is getting to a few of their younger players. Billing would do my head. He's one of those, Billing. He looks real class sometimes, and that style can, there's a very fine line between looking class and looking a bit disinterested, isn't there? Big flag display and everything at Portman Road today. Let's just hope that we don't get the typical Ipswich fill the stadium, new manager announced, Flag displayed. Kevin Beattie statue unveiled today, and home defeat incoming. But yeah, we'll see what transpires there. This wave of COVID will hopefully burn itself out quickly. Yeah, hopefully. And look, I don't want to spend the whole 2 hours talking about COVID, but I know it's gonna come up. But there we go. It's for someone in the comments. Beg your pardon, Nottingham Forest Cats. There we go. I hope whatever was going on in the comments is settled in the comments. Gutted that Reading don't get SBA. It's really disappointing for the Reading fans, isn't it? 150th anniversary. Similar things going on at Ipswich, all planned down at Reading. So really annoying for those Reading fans and the Luton fans as well. Matt, you're looking good today. I assume your child is sleeping through the nights. Get in there, Matt. Get in there. What? No giant bags under my eyes. Would you believe I was interviewed by Natalie Sawyer and Tony Cascarino on TalkSport at 6:30 a.m. this morning? So I could have had more sleep. Julian, remember Bobby Robson Day a few years ago? Great day, but remember we got stuffed. There you go. No Sarge. Well, no Sarge is Wickham fan, isn't he? They've been postponed, haven't they? So yeah, lots of people's teams not playing today. Natalie Sawyer still got it. I wouldn't like to comment. Of course, she's married to good old Jonathan Douglas, who used to play for Ipswich. She used to play for Brentford. She's a Brentford fan. She was very charming, though, Natalie Sawyer. A fine broadcaster. Should we have a look at some team news and get your thoughts on that? And who shall we start with? Well, let's start with Blackburn and Birmingham. And let me just have a gander at the table. How are things looking for Blackburn after how close can they get to Bournemouth if they win today? Someone will be there quicker than me in the comments, no doubt. Blackburn 39 points, Bournemouth 43. If Blackburn win today, they will be 1 point off Bournemouth. And if we do some very, very quick maths, we can probably work out the streak because I think it'll be 5 wins, something like 7 wins and a draw in 8 games if Blackburn do it. Am I right in saying that? Or is the... No, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19. So in the same 8-game period as Bournemouth, 6, 19. If they win today, Blackburn will have taken 13 points out of Bournemouth in the last 8 games, which is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Right, there are your teams there. Kaminski in goal, Wharton, Van Heck and Lenihan for Blackburn. Pickering, Niambe, Travis, Rothwell, Buckley, Kadra and Ben Brereton. Diaz up top. For Birmingham, Sarkic, Sanderson, Roberts, Friend, Pedersen, Graham, James, Sunjic, McGree, Anike and Deeney. So we're looking for full strength teams. In my opinion, Birmingham don't have one there. Mitchell Roberts is obviously a youngster. Friend hasn't been starting. Chuck Anike certainly hasn't been starting either. Maybe, I don't know. They got some people recovering there, Birmingham. I don't know. You tell me. But the bench there, Bella, Woods, Hogan, Jutkovic, you'd think maybe getting near that first team. But there you go. Bring the table up. So Blackburn, nice chance to close up. Birmingham can go into the top half if all goes well for them. Today, Blackburn, good team, 3-1 win. Convinced Brereton Diaz is shooting Blackburn back to the Premier League this season. Lovely lady, Natalie Sawyer supports Brentford. Yes, absolutely she does. Staunch Brentford fan. Anike needs a good game today. Looks as useless as Cosgrove. Well, there you go. Ben, what do I think about Ipswich Sunderland game? We might even get time to have a look at that because we've got so few games to talk about in terms of the team news. So hold fire on that. All I will say is Wes Burns back for Ipswich, and Ipswich are normally better with Wes Burns in the team than without him. Blackpool and Peterborough. Blackpool are on a bit of a slide, aren't they? Here are the teams in this one. Grimshaw in goal for Paul. Gabriel, Ekpiteta, Husband and James. So still no Keogh around. Bowler, Dougal, Wintle, Anderson, Medine and Lavery. Like that front three. For Posh, Cornell in goal. Thompson, Knight, Edwards, Tomlinson. Anyone help me on Tomlinson? I'm familiar. Grant, Norburn, Burrows, Taylor, Clark Harris, who looks like he's getting up to speed now, doesn't he? And Dembele. Remember, Peterborough are really bad away from home, aren't they? Give me a table, Sofa Score. There we go. I think it's like 10 defeats in 11, possibly. I think the numbers are right there on the Posh. But with the Reading postponement, a Posh win, and they're out the bottom three. Blackpool have been on a horrible run. Feels like a few teams are on a 7-8 game run that all started at roughly the same game. Blackpool's is a bad run, a very, very bad run indeed. And they have dropped down to 17th. And they were doing heroically well, Blackpool, earlier in the season. Weren't they? Hogan, brother, v. Brereton. Have I got too many catchphrases, Jake? I see Wood still can't get back in the team. No, looks like he's lost his spot there, Chris, doesn't it? Rovers Kaminsky back. Dolan, reserve goalie due to COVID. Nice one, Paul. One positive, 1 10-day isolation. There you go. Some good info there. Iain's got the Millers team. Do you know what, Iain? I reckon we'll be able to get that one. I reckon we'll have time to look at those. Well, we'll certainly get to Rotherham first because they're top of League One, aren't they? Adrian. Oh, good one, Adrian. Thompson. Oh, I remember covering him in the transfer update. Darren McAntony praises him a lot. Of course he does if he bought him. Good old Darren. Now, Darren's reasonably good value. I appreciate his openness. I know everyone doesn't necessarily agree with what he says, but it's interesting, certainly, to have a owner that open. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you. Certainly interesting. Bristol City versus Huddersfield. Get your thoughts in on this one. Bentley in goal for the Robins. Viner, Callas, Atkinson, Benarouz, who we've been excited about his development. Scott, same. Masengo, James, Vyman, Martin, Semenyo. Strong looking Bristol City team in terms of, we're just looking at, we just want games going ahead with fans in stadiums and teams that aren't freak shows with half of the reserve team in as well. For Huddersfield, Nichols, Pearson, Lees, Colwell, Toffolo, Thomas, O'Brien, High, Sinani, Ward, and Holmes. We watched Huddersfield last week. They're having a bit of a trend downwards as well. Bristol City have all of a sudden got good at home, haven't they? A win for Huddersfield, take them to 33, tying up with Borough, and we'll see what Forest do. For Bristol City, a win. Wow. The upside for Bristol City is massive there. Look, they could tie up on points with Huddersfield, although poor defensive record there for Bristol City means their goal difference isn't the best you have ever seen. Is it? Can't have too many catchphrases. There we go. Win for Bristol City. Favour Huddersfield. There we go. You get each side of that in 2 different comments. We love your differing opinions. Great to hear a discourse where people can have a different opinion and it doesn't all go to hell in a handbasket like it does on most of social media. Right, last one in the championship, and I think it's only 4 games. I'm just seeing Paul Warren on the screen. Hopefully that doesn't mean anything's being cancelled. I'm seeing fans there in the stadium, cones out on the pitch. So hopefully all's good with that Cambridge and Rotherham game. Right, there is your Forest Hull teams there. Forest versus Hull. You can get your thoughts in on that one in the comments. We just read this one out from Mr. Radio Floyd. Took Huddersfield to the Premier League on Football Manager. No mean feat. No mean feat. Did they let you spend the last year of parachute money? I bet they didn't. Samba in goal for Forest. Worrell, Yates, McKenna, Osai Tutu, and Spence, Garner and Colback. And we love this front three for Forest at the moment, don't we? Graben, Zinkernagel, Johnson. Really good output from all 3 of them and combining as well. Very impressive from Steve Cooper. Hull, let's be quite frank about this. Both of these sides have been in really good form, haven't they? Baxter in goal. I don't know whether that's a coincidence, but the form has really upturned since he replaced Ingram in the goal, hasn't it? Bernard, McLaughlin, Greaves, Lewis Potter, Longman, Smallwood, Doherty, Honeyman. He seems important. McGuinness and Wilkes. Let's have a quick look at the tables. I'm seeing Scott Parker, who looks pretty irritated, the Bournemouth manager, with his team's performance today, and presumably his team's run over the last 8 games. He looks very annoyed, Scott Parker. If anyone's watching that interview can paraphrase what he says. So, Forest, upside for them is a really good one. Look, they can go to within 1 point of the playoffs if they can beat Hull today. Hull could, if you look at the way the groupings are there, you've got Darby obviously completely on their own. Then you've got a group of Barnsley, Peterborough, Reading and Cardiff. I know that's fairly disparate. And Hull. Then you've got the next group up. Hull are looking to join the next group up if they can get the win. Today, let's get some comments. Welcome, Steve. Always good to hear from you. Callum. Well, yeah, we know Mowbray had a very good Coventry team. We can counteract that, though, with other good work he's done at other jobs. But no, it didn't work for him at Coventry, did it? Paul, Hull will win, I think. Forest looking great. Hull just have the rub of the green at the moment. Good publicity at TalkSport. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, shame it was 6:30 a.m. and not 6:30 p.m. But what you going to do? Forest in great form, home win. 2-0 Forest, but I'm biased. Thank you for admitting it. Good day, Peanuts. Several staff at Rotherham, John, not players. Interesting. QPR, McCann, sure, let's be given a chance by new owners. Yeah, from when they come. Brilliant turnaround from Hull. Could Forest be on the charge up the table? I think they've already made the charge, Ewan. It's just now hang in there, keep things moving forward, and those playoff positions aren't too far away. Ipswich are the first club I took to a Champions League title. You love to see it. MRR, come on, Posh. Lift us up out of the drop zone. Right, let's go on. Let's have a look at these League One games. And where do I have to click? Yeah, let's look at Rotherham first, then Rotherham off to Cambridge. If you are less familiar, being as we normally focus on the Championship, I'll do the table first, but we'll all probably be familiar with Rotherham because they were in the Championship last season, and tremendous form from the Millers. 44 points from 21 games. Well top there. Okay, Wigan do have the game in hand, but looking very, very good for another promotion. Looking good for 90 points as well if they can do the same in the second half. Cambridge, brilliant. Promoted last season. Just, you know the deal when you get promoted. Just stop up. Let's have a look at these teams. Cambridge, Mitov, Dunk, Iredale, Akendia, Okadina, beg your pardon. Williams, Paul Deeper used to play for Ipswich. Jensen Weir used to play for Brighton. I think he might be on loan even. Smith or Wigan, Brighton, Wigan. May, Brophy and Ironside. Some more familiar names will probably be in the Rotherham team. Johansson, Edmonds, Greenwood, Ihekwa, Barlassa, Ferguson, Ogbene, Rathbone, Wiles, Ladapo. Smith looks like a strong team with lots of familiar names in there for Rotherham. Wigan are playing, aren't they? Yeah. Oh, big game for Wigan and Oxford. We are just a couple of minutes away. Rotherham, 20-plus games unbeaten. Yeah, they just nail it whenever they're in League One, don't they, old Rotherham? So, look, yeah, there's the state of play between Wigan and Oxford. Really big game, that one. Oxford could join Wigan, Sunderland. And, well, look, Oxford are playing Wigan, so they're guaranteed to join them on 42 points. Wickham are staying on 42 points because they're not playing. So we could get a very interesting looking top 5 there. Could be a good day for Rotherham, couldn't it? They could stick in a nice lead today if all of this carnage sees these teams bumping into each other and taking points off one another. Here are your teams there. Obviously, we covered Oxford in the playoffs on the Watchalongs last year. So you'll know some of these players. Eastwood, Seddon, Long, Moore, Forde, Bodin, McGuan, Sykes, Williams, Taylor and White. For Wigan, Amos, Derikwa, Watmile, Tilt and Bennett, Naylor, Power, McLean, Keane, Massey and Lang. That's strong for Wigan. All we want to see is fans in the stadium and full teams competing. I think I speak for myself. All I want to see is that if the games are continuing to go on, we just don't want to see freak shows and youth teams and weakened teams and empty stadiums. Not for me. Not for me, honestly. What else are we saying here? Sam Smith, ex-Reading, says Alistair, couldn't make the transition. Smashing it in the youth setup. Robert would take a point at Blackburn today with Birmingham hat on. Jake would like to see Wigan back up again. It was tragic how they went down. Didn't feel very fair on those poor Wigan fans with the administration, did it? Right, here's one that I'm particularly going to be keeping an eye on. Ipswich versus Sunderland. And there are your teams. Let me just, if you're unfamiliar, tell you, Sunderland in third. They could go top if Rotherham were to have an unexpected slip. I should have said the same for Wigan as well, of course, to be fair to the Latics. If Rotherham were to have an unexpected slip at Cambridge, Ipswich, well, what's the term? In between jobs, in between managers. John McGreal's still there. Kieran McKenna has been announced. He starts on Monday. I suspect he'll have had some input in this team, but it's 4-4 effing 2, in the words of Mike Bassett. Walton in goal for Ipswich, Donassi and Edmondson, Wolfen and Penny, Luco and Burns wide, Evans, Morsey, Bonn and Norwood. For Sunderland, Torben Hoffman, Wright, Flanagan, Doyle, Gooch, Dejaku, Winchester, Neal, Pritchard, Stewart and Broadhead. And we expect 30,000 at Portman Road. Fantastic to see it full. Please, everybody, stay safe. We are about to kick off our games. What I will do is I'll go to the chat and I will offer you a bit of an easier call this time. Which stadium is the first goal going to be in? Where is the first goal in the 3 p.m.s coming? And you've got a limited choice. If I do that, does it start from the beginning again? Yes, it does. Right, here we go. So follow the ticker along and get your prediction in. Which stadium is that first goal on our ticker coming in? Will it be at Ewood Park, where Blackburn and Birmingham line up? Will it be at the City Ground, Nottingham Forest, where Forest and Hull line up? Will it be at Ashton Gate between Bristol City and Huddersfield? It won't be at Millwall and it won't be at Reading. Will it be at Bloomfield Road, Blackpool, where they take on Peterborough? It won't be at Fulham either. They're going to kick off on Monday night, we hope. Will it be in League One? It normally is in League One, to be fair, isn't it? Could be at Cambridge. Could be at Oxford. It could be at Ipswich. It could be at Plymouth. It could be, no, it couldn't be at Sheffield Wednesday. That's going to annoy me. That cross is too close to Accrington Stanley, but I'll change that in a minute. I just want to give you your last shouts. It could be at Shrewsbury. They play Cheltenham, Lincoln, Doncaster. It could be at Morecambe, who play Fleetwood. And I think, if we got all the way through, yeah, I think Gillingham is cancelled, isn't it? Just because it's going to annoy me. Which one did I have to move? That one. There you go. Right, where's the first goal going to be, guys? It is 3 p.m. now. I think Jeff on telly is good to go. What do we got here? Right, let's start here. Ewood, Portman Road, City, Forest, Bloomfield, Abbey, City, Bloomfield. Yeah, they should have put Ipswich Sunderland on the TV, shouldn't they, hey? 3 p.m. blackout, what are you going to do? Ewood Park. What else have we got? Forest, Ipswich, Morecambe, Ewood as well. There we go. Hello, Ben. I'm paying €30 a month to watch EPL now. But Omicron ruining everything. See if they'll give you some of your money back. Wolves FI there. Joshua. Oh, this isn't one of these names, Joshua, I'm going to read out that's going to spell something, is it? Jilly Buyabu. Doesn't spell anything, does it? I think he's being genuine. For Hornchurch, Sheffield United just signed it. I don't know. But yeah, I have to be careful on these, Joshua. Sorry if you are completely genuine. People make up footballers' names that make me say awful stuff. We do have a goal. early on. Straight away, Rochdale 1, Newport 0 in League 2. We will await the first goal of our day here. Rochdale lead against Newport. Do you know what I will do? I'll give you a live league table on that one. Rochdale, as it stands, going to be up to 13th. They lead early on. Jake Beasley is the goal scorer. Remember Paul Beasley? Who did he play for? Sheffield United? Leeds? I'm trying to remember. Get your comments in then as we await our first goal. Jake, that Borough-Bournemouth result makes West Brom's failure to win last night even more pronounced. Yeah, I agree with that. Real downturn at the top there. Look at that from even just the last 5 games there. Even West Brom, I guess. I know they've got 9 points in 5, but look at that. In 15 games combined there, West Brom, Bournemouth and Fulham, only 3 wins. Yes, I acknowledge that Fulham and Bournemouth played each other, so that couldn't be 2 wins, but you know what I'm saying. It is genuine. Well done, Joshua. I'll read his name properly then. Gilly Buyabu of Hornchurch FC. We got any non-league buffs there? We got a goal in the Championship. Ashton Gate. Anyone have Bristol City as the stadium where the first goal is going in? If you did, you are our winner. It's Bristol City 1, Huddersfield 0. Early goal for Bristol City. God, it's a nightmare to read this on the side with all the crosses in. There we go. Let's pop that in there and hopefully all is good. Bristol City are leading. Bristol City 1, Huddersfield 0. Let's see if we can get you a goal scorer before Jeff can get us one. And Andy Vyman is the goal scorer for Bristol City on 2 minutes from an assist by Antoine Semenyo. We'll give you a live league table on that. They're right locked together. And we said the upside for Bristol City is massive today. That's what it looks like. Look at that. And I think about a minute ago, Bristol City, well, where were they? 27 points. Down with Swansea, 17-18. What a difference a goal makes. Obviously, this could change, but Bristol City could be flying up the table. They're in very good home form as well. If I just flip that to home, don't look at the position, look at the recent form for Bristol City. This could be, with a win, 13 points in 5 games for the Robins. Very, very impressive stuff. They lead early on through Andy Vyman, and I believe I saw Rochdale had gone 2-0 up. No, goal disallowed. There we go. Worth. So a good start for Bristol City. Andy Vyman is the goal scorer after 2 minutes. We got another one. It's Blackburn 1, Birmingham 0 on 6 minutes. And there was me, worried about whether we'd have anything to talk about with fewer games. No. And have a look at what this is going to do for Blackburn, popping them up their league table. As things stand, look at that. 3rd place for Blackburn. How about that? Take a bow, Tony Mowbray, if that one goes through. Look at that. Blackburn lead early on. We're awaiting a goal scorer for that one. John Buckley, who's having a good season. The number 10 attacking midfielder. Buckley is the goal scorer for Blackburn, who, as things stand, are going 3rd in the table. Birmingham's poor run will continue. They're going to go into double figures for defeats. And what I would just like to do, and we've done this a few times, look at this recent Blackburn form. Even before that horrendous 7-0, there's 2 wins in there. So if you count them up, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins in a row. And then it would be 6, 7, 8. It'd be 8 wins in 10 games if Blackburn do go on and win. So great start for Blackburn. they're in the top 3 as things stand. Great start for Bristol City as well. They've gone up 5 or 6 places via that goal and that nice bump in their home form. Woof! What a start, says Anir. I'm pleased. I'm pleased. I thought we might sit here, Anir, and wait 20 minutes for a goal. But there we go. Penalty at Bristol City, is there, John? Or Bristol Rovers? No, if Bristol City are at home, Bristol Rovers aren't. Penalty to Huddersfield, says Iain. And says Anir. Who's going to take that one then? Huddersfield have a penalty. So it could be drop back down a few places. If this penalty goes in, Bristol City will drop back into that group of teams on 28 points, of course. We've gone to Courtney Sweetman Kirk, who is doing the game on Sky Sports. And we think we've got a penalty. The chat is saying it's been missed. And that does chime in with the fact that I don't have any notifications come up. So I think we've got a missed penalty for Huddersfield. God, do you remember that Superstream we did when there was a made-up penalty or something that didn't happen? This is not the made-up penalty. We've got too much evidence. Look at that. There we go. Bang, 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 bang. Lots of penalties saved by Dan Bentley. Who took the penalty, guys? Peanuts. Fleetwood Morecambe is going to be a goal fest. Billy, the number one way to not get your chats read out is to tell me to read out your chats. I will happily read them out, but don't tell me what to do. Doesn't work like that, does it? Hey, Oxford 0, Wigan 1 at the top of League One. Does that put Wigan temporarily top? Let's find out. We've got a goal for Wigan. Let's live league table it. It looks like Wigan, who have just been brilliant this season under Liam Richardson, have taken the lead. Let's go live league table on that. They go level on points with Rotherham. Looks like, what's the goal difference there? Plus 18. Plus, God, look at Rotherham's goal difference. Prodigiously good, isn't it? So good, I can't even add it up. God, like 27. So, yeah. Wigan aren't going to get top today unless Rotherham lose. But a great start for Wigan. Will Keane, another former Ipswich player, in the goals. And Wigan lead in the big game at the top of League One. But don't expect Oxford to just roll over. That ain't going to happen, is it? Remember the fake one? Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? Ward took the penalty, or did he? Says Lewis O'Brien took it there. We're all over the place here in the chat. Not good penalty takers according to Football Manager. And Will Keane, the goal scorer for Wigan. So, in our reduced Super Stream, with only 10 games in Championship and League One, we've got 3 goals and a missed penalty. Andy Vyman. Oh, hello. I'm going to interrupt myself there. Blackpool 0, Peterborough 1. That puts Reading in the bottom 3 and Peterborough out of it as things stand. Keep your eye on that one. We think it's a goal for Peterborough in the Championship. Yes, that is confirmed. That's going to put them out of the bottom 3. We'll go to the live league table because these are always fun things to look back on, these temporary moments within games. Siriki Dembele is the goal scorer, the sort of wide forward attacker, 4-3-3 attacker. He has got the goal. Take a look at this. You're not going to like this, Reading fans, are you? Into the bottom 3 go Reading. Dembele is the goal scorer for the Posh. And that is a big, big goal. Shrewsbury have taken the lead also against Cheltenham. Daniel Udo is the goal scorer. Let me bung that one up. Shrewsbury lead 1-0 in that one. I've got to update a couple here, haven't I? So Shrewsbury took the lead against Cheltenham. This is an absolute nightmare, guys, with all the crosses. Trying to actually pick out which games are happening and which games aren't. Hopefully, I need to put the Blackburn goal on there as well, don't I? What a slow coach. Hopefully, that live chat is all up to date. Daniel Udo is the goal scorer for the Shrews. And if you want to know the impact of that goal, I will, of course, show you because I'm nice like that. Shrewsbury and Cheltenham. And here is your live league table there. And looks pretty important to me. Shrewsbury moving above Morecambe and out of the relegation zone with that goal. Plenty more could happen, let's just say. So goals going in, 5 of them in our 10 games so far. Vyman for Bristol City, and there's a missed penalty in that one. Buckley for Blackburn. That's going to put them 3rd in the table, by the way. Keane for Wigan. That puts them level on points with Rotherham at the top of League One. Dembele, they're all big goals, these ones, aren't they? To take Peterborough out of the bottom 3. They've only won 1 and lost 10 of their 11 away games so far this season. And Udo, a goal for Shrewsbury, which puts them out of the bottom 4 in League One. So some pretty significant goals in our few games so far. Let's go back to some comments here. Udo with the goal for Shrewsbury. Don't put the Blackburn goal up. We've got to do it. We've got to do it. People who's watching, hit that like button. Absolutely, hit the like button. Oh, God. Have Sunderland missed the penalty? That doesn't sound fun. Ipswich 0, Sunderland 0. They've gone to Bianca Westwood at Portman Road. I once saw her in the garage at Colchester getting an M&S like me heading down to it. She often does. Ipswich, a very welcome visitor. She's waving her flag around. Hopefully she's not mocking the pack out PR day. But let me just get this game up here. And do we have a missed pen to talk about? I'm looking for a name and I'm not seeing one. Missed pen, anybody? Can anybody tell me who missed it? If that be the case, 30,000 in at Portman Road. Woof. Blues at it again. Bianca looks freezing. She's got a scarf on. Nice warm coat there. I'd imagine the earphones she's wearing act as an earmuff type situation as well. So there we go. Darren playing O&X. I don't know what that means. Keep plodding through. Doing my great normal job. Thank you very, very much. Darren. It should be easier for me today, Darren. Much fewer games for us to talk about. So let's do a quick sweep. And I'll no doubt get interrupted by a goal. Barnsley 0, West Brom 0 last night. That was rubbish. Middlesbrough 1, Bournemouth 0. Big win for the Borough. Blackburn 1, Birmingham 0. Buckley and Blackburn are going 3rd. Forest 0, Hull 0 as things stand. Bristol City 1, Huddersfield 0. Bristol City having a big jump up in the table from that goal. Blackpool 0, Peterborough 1, which takes the Posh out of the relegation zone and puts Reading in. And Monday night, we will watch along Fulham v Sheffield United. Noughts and crosses. I get it. It is noughts and crosses day today, isn't it? For God's sakes. Cambridge 0, Rotherham 0, Oxford 0, Wigan 1, that should say. We'll change that in a sec. Ipswich 0, Sunderland 0. But we believe, I think, Annie's saying Gooch. Sunderland have definitely missed a pen in that game. Though should be 1-0 up. Plymouth 0, Charlton 0. Shrewsbury 1, Cheltenham 0. That puts Shrews out of the bottom 4 there as well. Morecambe 0, Fleetwood 0. The Shrews goal puts Morecambe in to the bottom 4. Remember, Morecambe visiting Spurs. I'm supposed to be visiting Spurs tomorrow, but until I'm in the car on the way and the game's confirmed as going ahead, I will not be believing I'm going to be there. But there we go. Right, which goal had I missed? It was Will Keane's goal for Wigan. I was saying Shrewsbury were out of the bottom 4. I bet you they've just gone back into it because Cheltenham have equalised. Shrewsbury 1, Cheltenham 1. So I think Shrewsbury and Morecambe are about to swap places again. Let's see if we can beat SofaScore to it. No, we can't. But take a look down around the relegation zone. in League One. That equaliser for Cheltenham means Morecambe, it's only on goal difference, isn't it? Morecambe got a horrifically bad goals against column there. 44 in 22 games, conceding 2 goals a game. Morecambe, aren't they? Andy Williams, he's just too good to be true. Has scored the goal for Cheltenham, the equaliser. There, come on. 1, 2, 3. 6 goals in our 10 games so far in 16 minutes. They're coming in at a decent rate. What we don't want is the big 12 minutes without a goal. We don't like that, do we? Keep your comments coming in. And I will read all of these out. First time visitor to that stadium. I will be, Dave. I'm not going to believe it until I'm there, but there you go. What else have we got here? Paddy, don't understand why so many cancelled matches in England. Well, just a very, very quick surge, isn't it? And gone through all the clubs by the look of it, hasn't it? Frantic stuff at Ashton Gate. Lenny Forrest piling the pressure on. Smash and grab if we get anything from this. Lenny from the whole point of view there. Come on, Plymouth. It says QPR forever. Here in South Africa, we're having our 4th wave. Our local football league is going on without many matches being cancelled. Well, let's hope that this Omicron spikes quickly and not too harmfully and doesn't take out too much in the way of services. And I get to go down to Horsham for Christmas. Now, of course, I'm being very selfish there. So close. So close. Again, let's not get into the COVID discussion. I respect anybody's views on it and anybody's views to or not have the vaccine. That's up to you, whatever. I am getting boosted on Monday. So I may be very groggy looking in the Monday night stream, which is, of course, Sheffield United and Fulham, isn't it? Right, keep your comments coming. Ethan, this was always expected to happen during flu season. Do you think Gibbs White will be recalled and play against us? Oh, Wolves playing Blades in the cup? No, I don't. But that would be very Shahousey if it did. Afternoon, Lee. Would a draw be a good result for Ipswich today? Ewan, I'm not gonna answer your question. Sunderland have had about 1 million 1-1 draws, haven't they? Keep your comments coming in. We have had 6 goals in our mere 10 games in, who was it? Darren called it the noughts and crosses grid. Lots and lots and lots of games postponed. QPR Swans off. Obviously, QPR's game last week went, didn't it, as well? Coventry Stoke off. Millwall Preston off. Reading Luton off. Cardiff, Derby off. Plenty of them. So looks like we're going to get 7 games completed in the Championship. Just depends what is going to happen at Fulham and Sheffield United on Monday night, whether they can. I assume many players are now in bubbles and whatnot. Bolton, Wickham also postponed. We'll just go through all of these postponements. Sheffield Wednesday, Accrington, Stanley. Wimbledon, Portsmouth, postponed. Burton, MK. In fact, show of hands in the chat. Has your game been postponed today? I wonder how many who aren't getting to see their team featured today watching the Superstream. Lincoln, Doncaster, Gilliam Crew are the other ones. We've got to say a big thank you to Robert. Magnificent. Oh, my neck. You know me and my neck. Not good. 10 quid on the super chat. Let's give you a round of applause. Very, very kind, Robert. I believe you're on Patreon as well, aren't you, Robert? So staunch supporter of the channel. We thank you massively, massively, massively for that one. Robert, Ethan, big up Ben for respecting people's bodily autonomy. I think your start position, Ethan, in most debates is you have to be open-minded to both sides and listen and discuss. And often these debates, they're subjective, aren't they? There is no actual, right or wrong, so to speak, in terms of absolute, sort of binary responses. So I always try to just keep my mind open. Dreading getting COVID before Christmas and having to cancel. Tell me about it. We're so close now. Do you know what? I'm supposed to be doing something on, what night is it? 22nd. The Wednesday night, which honestly I'm hoping is going to get cancelled because then I'm through. I'm there. I can just stay in my house and hide away from everybody, unless it's delivered into my house by other means. Yeah, lots of hands up for games being cancelled. There we go. Look. Blackpool on, but visiting the mother-in-law. Well done, Mark. Well done indeed. Right, what else have we got in the chat here? Lee, after watching your midway point, Ben, if Blades can beat Fulham, do you think we could do a second half 45-plus points? Yes, with that squad, Lee, but in reality, probably not. No, from the evidence we've seen for the start of the season. But yeah, hopefully anyone who's watched that video enjoyed it yesterday. We did a video looking at the halfway mark and what it's taken the teams to get promoted. And Lee's right. There's plenty of teams, 42, 43 points, not 2 points per game. To be fair, a lot of them had really set themselves up well in the first half of the season. The best one was West Brom in 1920, who only scored 33 points in the second half of the season and went up because they got 50 in the first half of the season. Worth. Beginning to wish Blackburn had been cancelled. There you go. Paul, what a legend. Thank you so much, Paul. £5 on the Super Chat. The Super Chat. Great championship content. Have a good Christmas. You have a good Christmas too, Paul. That's very, very, very kind. Indeed. Wolves, even we want Christmas games from England. Start thinking, seeing these last hour postponements. If it helps, take more break. I just don't think that's going to happen, is it? I think there's jabs and people can either have them or they can't. And there's then isolation. And I think unless we get 1 million cases a day for 5 days in a row and nobody can go to work, which will have the same effect virtually as a lockdown because everyone will be isolated for 10 days, won't they? I think everything's going to stay open if it can. And if it can't, it gets cancelled. I think that's the way things are going. Let's have a look here. David, dreading not getting COVID and having to make Christmas lunch. I am going, David, to relatives where we were going to have a buffet lunch, but there's been controversy about this, I've heard today. And this has been overruled. And somebody else who's visiting has purchased a meat platter, which will be cooked. So, look, you know me, guys. I'm just going to sit there and I'm just going to start drinking at 11 and away we go. Ethan, with it being more mild than COVID, the more people it affects, the better. Got to get those precious antibodies. Shame about the games, though. I know what point you're making there, Ethan. Yeah, if it could safely be transmitted around and not harm anybody and not disrupt the entire country, then great. And, you know, we all build up the immunity that everyone wants. And that's the end. That's the way out, isn't it? Unless some mega ultra variant comes back. But this one seems to have replaced, not as well as the other one. But there we go. Keeping mum safe. Yeah, absolutely. Same for me. They've all been boosted as well, my parents, Dave. So, Robert, sounds like our team aren't playing. Just a shame the game is going ahead. There you go. Birmingham behind. We are in our glut, I'm afraid, guys. No goals now for 10 minutes. So keep the chat entertaining for me. Lee, on a lighter note, driving back, just seen a guy dressed as Jesus going out for a run. Then saw Mary and Santa falling out of the local boozer. Everyone in fancy dress up in your neck of the woods, Lee. Lovely stuff. What else have we got here? Christmas is amazing. Great food and lovely memories. Absolutely. Right, well done, you lot. You're keeping the chat going. They've just gone to Mark McAdam, a good reporter down on the south coast there. He's doing Plymouth and Charlton. So the goals so far in our 10 games, we have 6. We would normally have probably 15 or so by now. But wait, there we go. As soon as I say that, the glut is over. Bad news for Peterborough because Blackpool have equalised. Good news for Blackpool. Also good news for Reading. All change at the bottom of the championship. Blackpool have equalised. Blackpool 1. Peterborough 1. Christ, can I find it through the noughts and crosses? There we go. We've just gone to Peter Smith, and we will find out the goal scorer for Blackpool. Lavery probably would be my guess. Anderson, Medine. That's the front three today. The equaliser has gone in. Let me just give you that live league table. Come on, Jeff. Who scored the goal? Oh, we're going to miss Jeff, aren't we? We're going to miss him so badly. Bless him. I still don't have a goal scorer. Ryan Wintle's coming up on the SofaScore highest rating, so it may be he. Anybody got the goal scorer for me? Anybody got it? Meh. Keshi Anderson, there we go. Woof. Anderson with the equaliser. I was going to give you the live league table. So that means there's a change in the bottom three. Let's just show you that with that goal up at Bloomfield Road. Good news for Reading. Not so great news for the Posh. So they're back in the bottom three now as things stand. Blackpool on to 28. Blackpool, look, obviously they don't want to lose. Really could do with a win though, couldn't they, Blackpool? Their winless run will continue as things stand. But obviously, would you rather be 1-0 down or drawing 1-1? I think we all know the answer to that. Jeff, you legend. I reached 70 last week. Still feel 25. Under pain of death not to go today and ruin Christmas if I come down. Yeah, I think a few of us have been told that. Don't go anywhere. We're within 10 days. Merry Christmas, Ben, and all our readers. You legend, Jeff. £10 on the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of you super chatters today. Anir, I don't celebrate Christmas. Well, are you talking in the religious sense there, Anir? Look, okay, let's do a straw poll. We're going to go from COVID to religion here. But look, who celebrates the holiday? Because I just celebrate the holiday, really, with my slightly moderate religious views, put it that way. So you just celebrate the holiday, Anir. Same as me. I suspect we'll get a lot of people just celebrate the holiday and not necessarily the religious side of it. And like me, nice excuse to drink and eat a lot. So let's have a look more at the chat here. Alistair, there you go. Reading out of the relegation zone. Didn't even have to score, did he? Welcome. Ant. Who else have we got? Yeah, hit the like button. Absolutely. Vindaloo. Hands up for those who wish their games had been cancelled starting last night. I think we all wish that game last night had been cancelled. There we go. I must say your live chat channel is great. Thank you very much, Wayne. Honestly, I'm in control of this part, but the chat is all on you lot. Hopefully, what we do attracts a good bunch of people, and we get a good chat going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 goals in our 10 games so far. The latest by Keshi Anderson of Blackpool equalising against Peterborough, who were looking like they were on their way for a rare old away win. But there you go. Right. Definitely celebrate the holiday. Can't wait to polish off these 2 legs of lamb and beef joint. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable. I celebrate the turkey, sprouts and roasties, perhaps the odd trifle or meringue or 5. There we go. John feels odd checking live score and seeing about 4 games. Well, that's so we're essentially, to be very plain about it, John, we're covering 4 championship games and 6 League One games. Ethan, we got a goal in League Two, I think. Sutton 1, Harrogate 0. And for those of you that like that sort of thing, did you play football at any level when you were young? What was my position? You're like 5'5". What are you talking about? 5'5", Ethan. Besmirching my good name. I'm 5'8.5". I'll have you know. I was all right at football. I got quite good in like year 10 and 11, but obviously the really good kids in our school were way better than me. But I used to run around in midfield and shout at people, but no, not a great footballer. Me, but I'm definitely not 5'5". Absolutely not. I snort at those suggestions. Afternoon, Russ. The three amigos are here. You love to see it. Let the chat begin, hey? Yes, a couple of missed penalties. Danny Ward missed a penalty for Huddersfield. And we haven't got the name on Sky there. I think Lyndon Gooch was the guy who missed a penalty for Sunderland in the game against Ipswich. Lewis, good news that the game is off. Chance Bielik could be on the bench. Well, welcome back to him. God, if anybody has had struggles, well, him and Bradley Dack, two brilliant players who we've barely seen in the last 2 years, for both having two horrible injuries. I think both knee injuries for both of those players. There we go. When you say you're 5'8", do you mean when you're wearing lifts? Hey, I'm 6 feet when I've got my Cuban heels on, but yeah, I don't get to wear them anymore. They're from a former life on stage. Well, there we go. Oh, big goal! And it's been a long time coming. Oxford 0, Wigan 2. Wigan really pushing on in that game now, and we know as things stand, they're level on points. If they get the 3 with Rotherham at the top of the league there. Could be a really good day for Wigan. And at the moment, none of their rivals are winning. I know there's a long way to go. But Wigan, and we know Oxford are good. And I reminded you that Oxford were good at 1-0 down. But at 2-0 down, it's a long way back. Max Power is the goal scorer for Wigan. Let's go to the live league table in respect of that game. And I think Wigan might be our heroes of the day so far. 2-0 up before half-time here. And there you go. They're taking some of the goal difference down. Their only hope really of being top is a Cambridge goal against Rotherham, isn't it? But well played, Wigan, who are in absolutely fine form, aren't they? And playing against a direct rival. Look at that top 5 in League One there. None of the top 5 have lost in their last 5 games. So really good standard at the top there. Look, Rotherham, 13 points in 5. Wigan, 11. Sunderland, 11. Wickham, 11. And Oxford with 11 as well. Really good standard. And there you go. Oxford have immediately... whilst we're talking about that game, got a goal back. It's Oxford 1, Wigan 2 now. Game of the day. Paul Merson's doing it at the Kassam. And Oxford have got one back. Salford 1, Stevenage 0 as well in League 2. We'll talk about any goal we can get our hands on today. Remember, the Premier League, gone. Gone and done. Only Leeds. And who are Leeds playing tonight? I can't remember. Ryan Williams is the goal scorer. Arsenal, is it? I can't think. So Oxford get one back immediately after Max Power looked like he'd given Wigan a nice Christie lead to go into half-time with Woof. Billy, love your FIFA card behind me. Oh, do you know what? I've left my bag in the way of the FIFA card. You can't hear my brilliant stats. Can we? Cuban heels or Shelley's heels? Hey, my Cuban heels. Yeah, they are a thing of they're a thing of great beauty here. Picking on the height life on our Ben. Yeah, exactly. Not fair, is it? Did I see the Nations League draw? No. Who did England get? Someone tell me in the chat. Andy, Borough looking good under Wilder. Decent transfer window could make things interesting. I look down on heightisms because I'm 6 foot. There you go. The 6-footers amongst you. Hello, chat. Hope you are well. Beautiful humans and animals. There we go. Leeds, Arsenal. Thank you. Guys, afternoon. Noel, season's greeting. Hungary, Germany, and Italy. Nice, easy group then. Nice, easy group. Paul, if you could bring one Ipswich player back from the last 5 seasons to help with promotion. Crikey. We haven't been... So, last 5 seasons, where does that take me back to? Can I go back to 17, 18? Martin Waghorn, maybe. Bartosz Białkowski. Any of those guys. Right. We're coming up to half-time. It's 3:37. Yeah, Tom Lawrence. That's a good shout. I'll take him back. Absolutely. Ben loves giving a woof. You gotta love a woof. Jay Crick. 6'1". Oh, there we go. We are really having a height competition now, which I'm not going to win. Hansel and Gretel. Never Ever After. What is Harry Potter Hogwarts Tournament of Houses? That sounds like I might want to watch that. I love watching all the Christmas telly. Adam Wett. Oh, God, yes, please. Yeah. Was he last 5 seasons? He must have been, mustn't he? Yeah, I think he left in start of the 18-19 season. We've had some all right players, I guess. Hull have had their first shot on goal. Poor half Forest not doing so well either. 10 games for us to talk about in amidst all of the cancellations. 6 foot tall and 6 feet wide. I'm working on it. Do you know what? We've got friends coming over later, and I think takeaway, and I want to get into the second whole bottle of wine. I think one of my friends is 7'2" and plays basketball. I shouldn't laugh. It must be an interesting life being 7'2". Mustn't it? Right. Should we do a quick reset? Do you know what? I won't do it using the ticker down the bottom. Let's just bring up SofaScore. And we'll do a reset of where we stand. No, we won't. We'll say thank you first. Dan Van Cleef, legend. Not the first time he's super chatted as well. Very, very kind. £10 on the super chat. Thank you so much, Dan. So kind. As I always say, look, this will always be free on YouTube. That's the way these things work. We really appreciate your super chats. I'm starting to earn some money. I get paid by Football 365. I get paid by Tribal Football. We got the sponsorship with Betfair and stuff. But really, do you remember in lockdown, we kept saying, oh, this be an ambition and a dream to do this. We're getting so close. So close. So thank you, guys. And let me just do the reset. So Premier League completely gone. Last night it was, not very excitingly, Barnsley 0, West Brom 0. Earlier today, Middlesbrough 1, Bournemouth 0. Blackburn 1, Birmingham 0. Buckley, Blackpool 1, Posh 1. Who scored those goals? Anderson and Dembele. Bristol City 1, Huddersfield 0. Bristol City, Vyman in 2 minutes. Huddersfield missed pen from Ward. 0-0 Forest and Hull. Same for Cambridge and Rotherham. Same for Ipswich and Sunderland. But Sunderland missed a penalty in that one. Morecambe 0, Fleetwood 0 as well. Oxford 1, Wigan 2. Most goals in that one. Power and Keane for Wigan. Williams for Oxford. Shrews 1, Cheltenham 1. Udo for Shrews, Williams for Cheltenham, and Plymouth 0, Charlton 0. I missed out. Worth. That's the size of things as we come into halftime. Desperately searching for a glut of goals. Thankfully, I've put over 3.5 goals on Morecambe Fleetwood. Come on. Tom Bloxham has been sent off for Shrewsbury. So let's now make Cheltenham favourites in that name for sure. Got to pay for my Sky. What I would say, who asked that one? Robert. I would have Sky Football anyway, whatever job I was doing as my entertainment. So don't worry about that. I've got that covered. Tallest player to have played in the EFL, Nikola Zigic. Do you remember Jan Koller, who used to play for the Czech Republic? Martin leads 10 players out tonight. God, That is not good. Kiefer Moore for a player leaving. Yeah, as long as we get the Kiefer Moore that has really, really improved and is a really good player now, than the one we had. He wasn't great when he was with us, but obviously went away and developed beautifully, didn't he? I think Crouch never played for Palace, did he? Crouch played for Pompey in the AFL, QPR as well. That'd be a good one to try and do the whole career of. Let me try and do it. Crouch. Who was it? QPR, Villa. No, QPR, Pompey, Villa. Permanent moves. I know he had some loans as well, didn't he? Spurs he played for, Liverpool. Crouch has had about 15 clubs, hasn't he? Who can do all Crouch's permanent clubs in a row? Do that now, because we've got a goal in the Championship. Bristol City 1, Huddersfield 1. An equaliser for Huddersfield. We know that Bristol City had jumped up about 5 places, hadn't they, with that goal. They're going to drop down maybe 5 places all over again. Dwayne Holmes has equalised for Huddersfield. And we can literally do live league table on every goal today. There's going to be so many fewer than there normally is. Holmes, the scorer. Holmes under the hammer. Huddersfield 10th as things stand with the game level. Bristol City, who were in that 30-point range, dropped back down to 16th. Hello, everybody. Nottingham Forest 0. Hull City 1. Forest 0. Hull 1. We said both sides in very, very good form. And it's Hull who get first blood in this one. They've been absolutely terrific, Hull. 4 wins and 2 draws in the last 6. Could be 5 wins and 2 draws in their last 7. They have the lead. Hull lead. Michael Dawson, he's got split loyalties on that. Michael Dawson, he played for both, didn't he? Forest and Hull. Hull take the lead. Let's change that. And Steve Cooper has only lost 1 game in 14 as Forest manager. That was against Fulham. And it looks as though, as things stand, if nothing changes, all of my caveats, throw them in, he could be on his way to losing his second. Long way to go. Forest 0, Hull 1. I will venture back to the live Championship League table, just so we can have a little view of what that has done for Forest and Hull. Take a look at that. So Forest, in terms of their actual position, it doesn't make too much odds because, they're essentially chasing teams above them, and you can see big gap of teams below them not actually playing. For Hull, though, they would join up, you can see there, with that group with Birmingham, Swansea, Bristol City, and they would also put 6 points between themselves and the relegation zone. Really, really tremendous work from Hull. Keane Lewis Potter is the goal scorer. Let's have a look here. What have we got? Oh, there we go. Crouch, Spurs, QPR, Pompey, Villa, Southampton, Liverpool, Pompey, Spurs, Stoke, Burnley. What a career. Tremendous stuff. What are we saying here? Kevin Francis was a big lad. He always gets brought up, doesn't he? What else have we got in the chat? 6'8", Costel Pantilimon. Who did he used to play for? Would he play for Man City? Pantilimon, was it Sunderland or something? I can't remember. Oh, Plymouth 1, Charlton 0. Plymouth have been on a losing streak, and of course, have changed managers. Ryan Lowe's gone off to do Preston, hasn't he? But Stephen Schumacher is now the manager there at Plymouth. And he could be getting his first win today against informed Johnny Jackson and Charlton Athletic. Plymouth lead just before half-time. They've got a good home record, I believe. Plymouth, one of the better in the league, until the last 2 games of back-to-back defeats. Come on, Mark McAdam, give us the goal scorer. We can tell you all about the live league table. There it is. So Plymouth be a first win there in 5. That might go back further, to be fair. I don't know the actual numbers, but they were in danger a little bit of losing touch with that top 4 and had a really good first half of the season. You wouldn't want it to fall away now after the managerial change. Charlton, mid-table, but look, for God's sake, think where they were when Adkins left, etc., and where they are now. Who scored the Plymouth goal then? Anyone got it? Plymouth goal scorer, Kieran Agard. There we go. And everybody stay calm. I think we all know what's coming. Let's wait 10 seconds for it to be disallowed. Everybody stay calm. Ipswich 1, Sunderland 0. Yes, it's confirmed. Go on, Bianca. Ipswich 1, Sunderland 0. Just before half-time. Ipswich, in front of 30,000 people, have taken the lead. And James Norwood, interesting. Very, very interesting. James Norwood, in stoppage time in the first half, has given Ipswich the lead against Sunderland. I will stay calm and say nothing. Plenty of time to stuff this up for sure, but Ipswich lead just before half-time. First challenge for Ipswich. They've scored in stoppage time. Can they get to half-time 1-0? But James Norwood had been frozen out under Paul Cook. He is back. I'm not, and don't misrepresent that. I'm not saying because of Paul Cook. I'm just saying he wasn't playing and he's just been brought back in and he's got himself on the scoring charts today. And that's good news for Wigan and Rotherham and Plymouth all playing in the top 6 today. Obviously, Oxford are behind as well. And Ipswich will go on to 31 points at the halfway mark. Looking upwards, they need a gargantuan second half of the season. 40 points even in the second half would only take them to 71. So, look, just a matter of trending upwards now for Ipswich. Can they do it? What have we got? Did I put that on the screen there? Ipswich 1. Sunderland 0. James Norwood is the goal scorer. I didn't put that up on the ticker. Go on, you tractor boys. Absolutely. Stefan Meyerhoff. Never heard of him. 72, but I'm very old. I guess I missed the first bit of that conversation, Iain. Rob. Coupon went from a 6-fold to a single. Now it's just both teams to score in the Ipswich-Sunderland game. Well, if I take my Ipswich supporter hat off, good luck, Rod, and hopefully you get a Sunderland goal. With my Ipswich supporter hat on, I would not like Sunderland to be scoring, but there we go. We've got to try and call it down the middle here. Hugh, as a Wigan fan, happy Sunderland losing. Pleased to help. Hugh, Blue, Town of Boston in the first half needed that goal. Pleased for you, Ben. Well, there we go. Remember, I'm an Ipswich fan. We don't get nice things. So don't get too pleased for me. Okay. Is it half-time in all of our games? We are dead close. Let's see if SofaScore have caught up. It looks like all the championship games are at half-time. It says Ipswich, Sunderland and Cambridge, Rotherham are still going in League One. Let's do a quick sweep and then I'm going to take myself a 2-minute break. So, look, Premier League all gone apart from Leeds Arsenal at 5:30. I don't want to get my own tinfoil hat on, but the game that's on TV survives. And I'll just throw that out there and leave it with all of you. Middlesbrough 1, Bournemouth 0 earlier today. Sporar from the spot. Blackburn 1, Birmingham 0. Buckley early on in that one. Blackpool 1, Posh 1, Anderson and Dembele. Bristol City 1 and Huddersfield 1, Vyman and Holmes. And Forest 0, Hull City 1, Lewis Potter. We think it's half-time now at Cambridge. So the leaders there, Rotherham, are drawing 0-0. Ipswich 1, Sunderland 0, Norwood at the end of the half. Morecambe 0, Fleetwood 0. Morecambe going in and out of the bottom 4 today, depending on what Shrewsbury are up to. Oxford 1, Wigan 2, probably in league position, the biggest game in the league today. And Wigan lead 2-1. Power and Keane. Who scored for Oxford? Williams. We've got Williams scored for Cheltenham and Williams scored for Oxford. There you go. No wonder I'm confused all the time. Plymouth 1, Cheltenham 0. Could be a first win for Schumacher for Plymouth. Agard, the goal scorer. Shrewsbury 1, Cheltenham 1, Udo and Williams with the goal there. Let's say a big thank you to Mr. Radio Floyd. 199 on the super chat. We're all arguing about the tallest EFL players. I've looked at it. I might be wrong. He's under our nose, specifically Ben's. Oh, it's not Thomas Holly, is it, Ross? There we go. I think he's given the game away there. I'm going to read Dean's comment here. That is the best typo I've ever seen. 1-0 up against Nottingham Fosts. I like that a lot, Dean. Excellent stuff. Yeah, Hull doing well, Dean. I think Dean's a Hull fan, isn't he? There we go. Right. Guys, I'm going to take 2 minutes. Fill that chat up with questions and comments. We will return very, very soon. The brand is going to change colour. In fact, look, the Championship 365 one goes up. I'm just going to a little plug for Championship 365 every Tuesday with Ben HD and the boys from the Second Tier podcast as well. Right. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Fill the chat up. All your scores are down there. If you want to talk about COVID, we can talk about COVID. Talk about whatever you like over half-time. It's 3:54, so we're about 10 minutes away from the second half starting. Go and make a cup of tea or whatever at half-time if you want. But do come back and join us on the Saturday Superstream. I will return in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. I mean, you can. But make sure you come back because the stream will be returning in a couple of minutes. If you haven't already and you're not going anywhere, hit subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications on the Benjamin Bloom channel. Like this stream. Keep your comments coming. And if you want, you can give it a share. And what better place to go and share than over on Twitter, where you can find me at Benjamin Bloom. Lots of stuff goes down that feed. And if you ever need to contact me, the DMs are open. Forgive me, it might take a couple of days to get through all of them. At Benjamin Bloom on Twitter. You can also support us over at our Teespring store, www.benjaminbloommerch.store. Don't forget the 2 M's in a row. Buy yourself a t-shirt, a mug, phone case, hoodies, all sorts of good stuff over there. Great way to represent our community over here. If you do get something, make sure you send me a picture over on Twitter, in fact, and I will get that retweeted. You can also support over on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. A direct way to support my work here monthly. Get yourself a little bit of extra content each month. And thank you to everybody on Patreon. We really could not have got through what has been happening in the world without you. Before we return, get those comments filled up. Questions, topics, etc. And enjoy the rest of the stream. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a somewhat disrupted Saturday super stream, but we're all having a good time in the chat. We're enjoying what goals we are actually getting today. Obviously, COVID, Omicron ravaged fixture list. We've got 4 games in the Championship to talk about. We've got 6 games in League One. A few big stories developing. Hull looking like they're possibly going to keep up their good form and get a great away win there at Forest. Blackburn possibly going 3rd in the league table as well. Wigan looking good to tie up Rotherham at the top of League One as things stand. A few stories developing. Let's get into the comments. Odds on Ben having biscuits on his return. Not biscuits, but I did grab something, hey? Cheers, everybody. Let's have a look. We've got any questions in the comments? Stephen, what do you think about Newcastle sniffing around Elijah Adebayo? I don't think he's what they need at the moment, is he? I can understand clubs sniffing around him because he's got a lot of potential, Stephen. But when you think about what Newcastle need right now, it's not Elijah Adebayo, is it? They've got St. Maximan and Wilson, who are good strikers. They just need some solidity and some players that Eddie Howe players rather than Steve Bruce players, aren't they? Any other questions or comments? If they're vaguely, let's try and keep it light. Let's just say, Owen, I don't know why we aren't winning this game. Dominate for 40 minutes, then go concede a stupid goal. Yeah, we did think Forest were on top. That goal did seem to be a bit of a surprise, but there we go. I was going to say biscuits, more like holy water. Ralph, what happened to Leeds having to pay 18 million for Jean, Kevin, or Augustin for 50 minutes work? Yeah, I think contracts are contracts, but you know as well as I do, if it suits both sides to kind of just, forget the contract and tear it up and write it off, then it does happen. So they just got out of it, didn't they, I guess? But yeah. Adebayo looks like a really exciting talent. Don't think he'd be our first priority. Wouldn't mind this signing. Not football related, but Hermes are. How can you lose a parcel? Can we say Hedge, our Hermes guy, he's good. But we get the same guy all the time from Hermes. So he's very, very trustworthy. David, have I got Christmas lights up? Would you believe we've got 2 Christmas trees up? We've got one with glitter on and then just a plain one as well. So, yeah, there's one in the kitchen and one in the living room. So, yeah, we do. Are you happy with the new Ipswich manager, David? Kieran McKenna, the new Ipswich manager. Of course, I'm massively supportive of, whoever comes in and manages my football club. Probably like most of you lot with a new manager, I start from the position of, go on, you can do it, and get in behind and try not to have preconceptions and all of that stuff, because really, it doesn't really matter, does it? The proof's in what they do once they're in the door and when they've got the job. So, yeah, good luck to him. It's been a really hard job for a lot of people. A lot of people who are experienced have struggled. A lot of people who are inexperienced. Some people who are inexperienced. Paul Hurst struggled. So, yeah, I'm happy with it, honestly. And I'm very, very much behind him as well. Will the loss of Chair hurt Rangers' playoff charge, or will Willock step up even more? Well, I think you can trust Willock to step up for sure. He's already doing that. Can he carry the load all on his own? I don't know, Dave. Someone will have to give me the dates. What's the longest someone can be out at the AFCON? And how good? Who's Chair playing for? Is he play for Morocco? How good are they? Will he only be away for 2 weeks or something? 1 tree for me and 1 tree for Shaylee. No trees for me. It's how that one works out. Put my tree up yesterday. The Grinch. Oh my God, that is besmirchment and disrespect. You can't call your wife the Grinch, Mr. Radio Floyd. That is unnecessary disrespect there. Can anyone get that comment to Mr. Radio Floyd's wife? Grass him up for that. Unbelievable. Oh, dearie me. Used to be kids, but now it's Hermes and Amazon drivers doing chap and... Is that what you call it, Rod? Chap and run? I call it knock and run. What do people call it? Chap and run. That's an interesting one. Knocky, knock and run. What do you call it at your end? Jeff, on our OTIB, one team in Bristol, when a lot of people were saying they were not going today. Looking at our live screen, it's quite sparse at the gate. I think there was a case for no football today. Hey ho. Yeah, I think look, in terms of the Middlesbrough game, look, that's a bit different because it's on TV as well. So it's very much a case of, you know, I can have a crack at it just from my couch. So yeah, I do think a lot of people are taking the view that they don't want their phone to go ping and to be told they're isolating. Because let's be honest, if it happens now, 18th, I'm supposed to be seeing my parents then after Christmas Day on the 29th. So for me, if it happened tomorrow and it's a 10-day isolation, that's my whole Christmas done. I can't see anybody then. So not good. Not good indeed. Morocco are seeded. Could go far. Okay, interesting. I'll bow to your superior knowledge there. Mr. Radio Floyd amusing the chat with his flagrant disrespect there towards his wife. Unbelievable scenes in the chat there. Morocco to get to the semis. Do you know what? I'm curious about this now. Let me just see. Go on, help me out, guys. I know we've got some really knowledgeable FIFA players and Football Manager players here. Who are the star players in that Morocco team there? I can't even see Ilias Chair in there, to be fair. Who did they play in their last game? Algeria and a 2-2 draw. There we go. Interesting. I have to swat up. I've had quite a few requests, actually. I'll put it to the chat now to cover the AFCON game. So we'll see if we can do a bit of that. Sounds fun. Always eager to learn and see new players. And obviously, Africa provides some utterly brilliant players. There we go. Let's do it. African 11. Come on. Get George Weir in there. JJ Okocha as well. Finidi George. Right, let's go back down to the chat. Knockdown Ginger. Knock a door run. Chap and run. I like that as well. Knockdown Ginger. Knockdown Ginger's got the vote at the moment. Morocco usually very good. Oh, CX from Chelsea. Okay, yeah, he is very good, isn't he, as well? Ring the bell and run like hell. Unbelievable. Peter and Lev, get him in there. Get him in there. Stefan, hope you're doing well. Huddersfield haven't made a penalty in almost 2 years. Is that really true? How many have they missed? And didn't Huddersfield get promoted in a penalty shootout as well? Stefan, maybe they're paying in karma for winning promotion on penalties, hey? Never gonna score one again. Right. The second half has kicked off. And we have a goal immediately. And our friend Stefan, the Huddersfield fan, is going to be pleased with this one because Huddersfield have gone 2-1 up into the second half. And that game started with Bristol City scoring a very, very early goal from Vyman. We had the equaliser from Holmes. And Daniel Sinani, who's on loan from Norwich, Luxembourgish, I think is the right description there. He has scored. And Huddersfield lead 2-1. And that good little splurge of home form from Bristol City now, as things stand, looks like coming to an end. Sinani giving us a start in the second half. Courtney Sweetman Kirk is dealing with that on Soccer Saturday. I'm sure some of you will find a way of seeing the goal online in whatever way. Let's just do the live league table. I wonder where that puts Huddersfield. Now, let's find out. Interesting. As things stand, with Huddersfield winning and Forest losing, Huddersfield would go above Forest there into 9th place. A little swing around there from 30 and 31 to 33 and 31, as you can imagine. Huddersfield, I have to hold my hands up. Huddersfield continuing to prove me wrong. In my pre-season predictions, I had Huddersfield 23rd, I think, relegated. And they've really proved me wrong. And a good job by Corberon. And potentially halfway mark, how many points? 33. They ain't going to get relegated, are they? I know Hull City had probably around that many points, didn't they, at the halfway mark in 2019-20. But, yeah, they sold their only goal scorers, didn't they, and tailed off. But, yeah, it looks like Huddersfield essentially are... what number did we give them? Sorry, let me just get that back up. 33 points. Huddersfield are about 10, 12 points from survival, aren't they, at the halfway point? So maybe I need to re-ratchet my expectations of Huddersfield this season. And they're leading today. Everything can change, can't it? David, cheers, Ben. Absolutely. Cheers to you, my friend. Just a quick cheers update. I'm on season 10, episode 12. Haven't I done well? There's 11 seasons. There's also 11 seasons of Frasier after that. And I think Shaylee wants us to go on to Frasier as well. So, yeah, I think my TV watching is planned out. Stefan, I should stay with you and not watch the game. Oh, Stefan, have you got... Oh, you're abroad, aren't you? No, watch the game. Watch the game and keep us up to date for sure. Stefan, thank you. $4.99 on the super chat. I think that's US dollars from Stefan. Thank you so much. Shrewsbury have taken a lead. Now, I thought they went down to 10 men, didn't they? So that makes very little sense to me. I could be wrong about that. It could have been Cheltenham that went down to 10. But Shrewsbury have gone 2-1 up. Daniel Udo again. He's on the hat-trick. Can he do it? Good luck, Daniel Udo, for the rest of the game. He's on the hat-trick. Shrewsbury 2, Cheltenham 1. And I suspect we're swings and roundabouts here. If Morecambe haven't scored, then we're back with Shrewsbury. Oh, they are down to 10 men. Oh, well played, the Shrews. And we're going to be back to having Morecambe in the bottom 4 and Shrewsbury out of the bottom 4. There you go. That is the live league table in League One. Let's have a look at your comments. Watch Red Dwarf. We discussed that, Robert. I think I probably watched Red Dwarf as it was happening and since. But it's probably been a good 10 years since I've watched it. So, yes. Let's do it. Where everybody knows your name. Annie, I'm supporting Liverpool. Look, Annie, I can understand the pull of supporting Liverpool, but support Bristol City. Come on. Proper football team, that. Bristol City. Julian, best half of football I've seen from Ipswich for a long time. The beat would be proud, and the beat goes on. Do take a look, if you can see it, the Kevin Beattie statue. Kevin Beattie obviously died a few years ago now. Has been unveiled out. It's absolutely brilliant. He's like heading a ball. The beat in motion. Ipswich's greatest ever player. Sadly, no longer with us. Immortalised with a statue now. And look, Ipswich may get a lot wrong, but outside that ground now, Alf Ramsey, Bobby Robson and Kevin Beattie, statues of all of them. It's fantastic. It's really, really, really good. If only they could match the walk around the ground with some success on the pitch. And speaking of success on the pitch, Blackburn have gone 2-0 up. And they are a very, very safe bet now, Blackburn, for going into third place in the table. Blackburn 2, Birmingham 0. We await to see if our Chilean sensation has scored. Blackburn have gone 2-0, up. We'll go to the live league table. It doesn't change. It just solidifies the fact that Blackburn are probably going third today. Penalty to Forest. Interesting. Paul Mariner statue. That would probably be the next one, wouldn't it? And God forbid if anything happens to dear old George Burley, Mick Mills. But yeah, Iain, I certainly wholeheartedly say that. And of course, we know in my shot, every video, we pay tribute to Paul Mariner. Reda Kadra on loan from Brighton, is the goal scorer for Blackburn. And they are at it. And 8 wins in 10, potentially. 8 wins in 10 for Blackburn. That is one hell of a run that Tony Mowbray and Blackburn are on. Fair play to the Rovers. And they're disrupting that parachute cartel at the top of the league as well. Look, separating out year 1 parachute team Fulham, year 2 parachute team Bournemouth, and year 1 parachute team West Brom. 42 points. Blackburn projecting 84 for the season. If they can do another 42 in the second half, they're going to be close. I'm not sure 84 is going to be enough for the top 2, I have to say. But Blackburn in rampant form at the moment. Did the Forest penalty transpire that you lot were talking about? Was it missed? No Chilean. Cadra scored. Yes, indeed. Blackburn going up. They're going to need to be so consistent, Jack. Honestly, sometimes when you see these teams that go on a mad run to go from the middle kind of into the top, you then realise that just to stay there, you're looking at no margin for error for literally 20, 25 games in a row. And it's hard to get those runs going. Did Forest miss the penalty? Anybody? Oh, Bristol City 1. Huddersfield 3. What a second half for Huddersfield. They've banged in 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. And looking comfortable now, the Terriers, for a good away win there. They've not been in great form, Huddersfield. And I think we've just had a goal difference change as well. Yes, we have. That goal, if I throw it up there, actually puts Huddersfield up into 8th in the table. You can see Middlesbrough +2. Huddersfield now +2 as well. And it puts them 8th. Forest have equalised. We got a goal for Nottingham Forest. I assume that penalty has been scored then by Lewis Grabban. I guess would probably have taken that one. Danny Ward was the goal scorer for the Terriers. Huddersfield moving up to 8th after that back run. And back run? Bad run? Yes, we've done this before. Lewis Grabban, the penalty taker for Nottingham Forest, has equalised. So take a look at Forest there in 10th. They are now joining that group. Remember, Forest with a win would go above both Huddersfield and Middlesbrough. We're just tracking that kind of rivalry at the moment. It's very, very tight, as you can imagine. A long way to go in the season, let alone just today. So a couple of quick goals there, guys. Huddersfield 3-1 up now at Bristol City. And it is Forest 1, Hull 1, Grabban equaliser from the spot, Tranmere 1, Orient 0, and oh dear, it's Ipswich 1, Sunderland 1, an equaliser for Sunderland at Portman Road, 5 minutes into the second half. Sunderland get the equaliser, and they need the points today, Sunderland, with Wigan winning just above them. Ipswich 1, Sunderland 1 at Portman Road. What are we saying in the chat? Nathan Broadhead is the goal scorer. Broadhead equalising to, I would say, quieten down the noise at Portman Road, but we know how loud those Sunderland fans are, don't we? And we know how big and away support they bring to all of their travelling games. Broadhead with the equaliser. Something ack there, if I can read that. Honestly, looked like the Rovers players reined it in during the 7-0. Surprised at this run in response. I've said this a few times. This run is not in response to that 7-0. They won the 2 games before they lost 7-0 to Fulham. So the 8 wins in 10 includes the 7-0. It's not a bounce back from that game. You've got to remember in that game as well, there was a first half red card, wasn't there? Early second half red card. FFS Ipswich. There we go. Never mind. Look, you learn being an Ipswich fan. Honestly, you learn. We don't get nice things. So, look, if Ipswich are 4-1 up with 1 minute to go, I might believe that they might do something. But momentum swinging in Sunderland's favour in that one. 4:17 now. Plenty of goals in the second half. Sinani for Huddersfield and also Danny Ward for Huddersfield. 2 goals for them in the second half. Daniel Ludo got his second goal for Shrewsbury. Reda Kadra for Blackburn. Lewis Grabban from the spot for Forest. Nathan Broadhead for Sunderland away at my lot. Ipswich. Can't cheer on Ipswich. Hopefully they can get something out of the match. We will see. You just worry about that momentum swing now. You know how these games go, don't you? Rob, I usually treat myself to a curry when I get a coupon up, but with all the post games, I won't even offer a supermarket naan bread. No, come and join us, Rod. I'm sure there'll be a curry or something similar arriving fairly soon. Christoph Berra, red carded. You can still find him. Christoph Berra playing for Wraith Rovers. Someone look up how old Christoph Berra is now. He must be 36, 37, mustn't he? Great career, though, for Hearts and Wolves and Ipswich. And now at Wraith. He did go back to Hearts, didn't he? Paul, I hope I don't jinx this, but Rovers haven't lost a game that Scott Wharton has started. Interesting. Interesting. Right. We are 4:18 now. So we're about half an hour out from the end of normal time. Remember, unfortunately, we will get some injuries and stoppage time in some of the games. But generally speaking, we should be coming up the hour mark in a lot of our games. Berra, 36. Still doing it. Look, he never had any pace. So he can probably play for another couple of years, can't he? You're not relying on his pace. Cheers, everybody. Halfway mark, last round of games before Christmas. Although, is there midweek fixtures this week? Is there a Carabao Cup? Whether they even have any chance of happening. Oh, Blackburn have gone 3-0 up. Forget EFL Cup. Arsenal Sunderland on Tuesday. Brentford, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, Spurs, West Ham on Wednesday. And then that's us done. And I think that's Birmingham done today. And take a bow, Blackburn. We wondered, could they get an 8th win in 10? They've nailed it. And guess who scored, everybody? From the penalty spot, the Chilean sensation, Ben Brereton. Diaz has scored from the spot for Blackburn, and you just have to raise a smile. And I tell you what, they deserve it today, don't they? That's for Blackburn. 8 wins in 10. And thank you, Adrian. I was just going to look that up. 18th of the season for Ben Brereton Diaz. What a player he is this season. Just so good for Blackburn. 18 goals for the season. If it wasn't for a freakishly good Serbian striker, he would be out in front there, wouldn't he? Has he got more than Solanke now? Diaz. Blackburn 3-0 up, and they are getting that 3 points. They are on a storming run of form. Ooh, good news for Rotherham now at the top of the championship. And good news for Oxford because they have equalised against Wigan. Oxford 2, Wigan 2. This is so finely poised. If anyone can finish their game well today, they could really stick a gap in today. At the moment, we've got Oxford Wigan is 2-2. Ipswich Sunderland is 1-1. And Plymouth for Leiden. I should have that up. Rotherham and Cambridge is 0-0 as well. Any one of those teams can get out in front. They've got a chance today of moving in that table. We'll bring it up in just a sec. Matty Taylor is the goal scorer for Oxford, who were 2-0 down and have got it back to 2-2. I remember when Wigan were 2-0 up, I said they're probably our heroes of the day. Famous last words, ladies and gentlemen. Famous last words from me. Let's just bring up your League One live league table and have a look how tight that is. The top three And 4 of the top 5 are all currently level and just a goal away from making a move. An Oxford goal obviously knocks Wigan down to 41 points and Oxford up to 42. Wickham aren't going to score. They're not playing. A Sunderland goal, they would go on to 45 and join Rotherham. A Wigan goal, they would go on to 45 and join Rotherham. A Rotherham goal, as things stand, it could be their perfect day. They would go 5 points clear with everybody else taking points off each other. Very, very nicely poised at the top of League One. Woof. Richard Wood, 36 and still magic. There you go. Similar profile of player to Christoph Berra, isn't he, Iain? Big, powerful centre-back. All up there. Not in the legs, isn't it, eh? Famous last words. Another Billy Jones. I don't know that one. Nottingham Forest Cats. And believe me, I know the Billy back catalogue. What album's that one on? No one wants to win in League One. It's just hard, isn't it? There's your Rotherham and Wickham who were relegated from the Championship last season. There's Wigan who've surged up there. Plymouth are good. Oxford are good. Sunderland. And then you got the likes of Ipswich and Pompey and Charlton who, if they got their act together, could all be hard to beat as well. There we go. Blue's giving me a great birthday. Happy days, Jay. Oh, Rhythm of Dreams. Okay. We could have gone all the way to the Great Wall of China. I always like that song. Oh, there's a song on that album that makes me cry. Lullaby. Good Night, My Angel. Oh, my God. Brutal. Beautiful, but brutal. Really gets me every time, that one. Right. McFadzean also showed. How old is McFadzean? He seems to have been around for decades, doesn't he? Goodness me. 4:23, guys, on the Saturday Superstream. Can I do a couple of quick plugs if you do not mind? Please hit the like button wherever you're watching. Go on, do that right now for me. Just hit the like button on YouTube. It's easy, just thumbs up, Facebook, Twitter. And what it does is it just gives us a little boost and puts us up in the rankings there and allows more people to come and find our stream. And hopefully, like a lot of you do, come and visit regularly and become an important part of our debate. And we love to hear from fans of different teams, give us their sort of insider knowledge on their teams. Of course, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let me give you a live subscriber update. We are 20,178. Unbelievable scenes. That support is incredible from you lot. And you can see Shaylee sorted out the new plaque. I don't even know how to pronounce it. 20,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We are so pleased with that. Super Chat and Super Stickers. Such generosity today already. But if you do want to contribute financially, you don't have to. It's completely free to just sit and watch. And we got no problem with that. If you don't want to, you can't afford to contribute. No issue whatsoever. Just make sure you're contributing in the comments, though. That's almost the biggest contribution anyone can make here in joining in and getting our subscriber base known as, you know, the good place to come and chat football and debate football. So there we go. And that is your scores ticking along the bottom. Woof. Tears in Heaven and Only the Good Die Young. Oh, God. A hand above the water. Bum-ba-dum-dum-dum-dum. Angel reaching for the sky. Oh, I love that song, Iain. Is it raining in heaven? And then when Roger Taylor comes in, no trick situation. Oh, so good. Love it. Souvenir is the saddest Joel song. Reminds me of, I'm sorry to hear that. Nottingham Forest Cats. It sounds like David is sending me over to season 11. We definitely have the best chat in the world. Can someone tell me what this Harry Potter thing is that's being advertised on Sky? Is there new Harry Potter stuff being done? Because I'm watching it if there is. Damn it. Right. Alistair. I'm back now after a stressful FPL deadline. What is happening now? What is happening now is Blackburn are taking names and kicking backsides. Forest have equalised against Hull. That was our two big stories, wasn't it? Rangers 1, Dundee 0 up in Scotland. for those of you that like that sort of thing. Should we do a quick sweep then? Because we haven't had a goal for the last few minutes. I should have mentioned as well, in terms of big stories, Huddersfield are running away with it now at Bristol City. Right, here's your sweep, everybody. No games in the Premier League other than Leeds and Arsenal on the telly at 5:30. How about that? Middlesbrough 1, Bournemouth 0 at 12:30. Blackburn are cruising in to third place and 8 wins in 10 games. Goodness me. Blackpool 1, Peterborough 1. Unhelpful draw, really, that one. A Peterborough win takes them out of the bottom 3 with Reading not playing today. Bristol City 1, Huddersfield 3. Impressive for Huddersfield today. Bristol City's good little home surge ended. Forest 1, Hull 1. Both of those sides have been in good form. Cambridge 0, Rotherham 0. Cambridge doing well to hold league leaders Rotherham thus far. 25 to go in that one. I think Rotherham are 20 unbeaten, someone said in the chat. Ipswich 1, Sunderland 1. Momentum seems to be with Sunderland there. Broadhead equalising Norwood's goal at the end of the first half. Morecambe 0, Fleetwood 0. A Morecambe goal takes them out of the bottom 4. Shrewsbury are winning. Oxford 2, Wigan 2. Oxford coming back from 2-0 down in that one. Can they go all the way round and flip a 2-0 into a 3-2? I wonder. Plymouth 1, Charlton 0. I believe that'd be the first win for Schumacher in charge after Ryan Lowe left. Plymouth, Shrews 2, Cheltenham 1. And, big goal has just gone in. Can you see it on the screen there? Cambridge 0, Rotherham 1. And anyone want to sing Perfect Day by Lou Reed? Because this is working out absolutely perfect for Rotherham. Look at that. At the moment, it couldn't be any better for Rotherham, other than Sunderland going behind against Ipswich. But they're going to put in a 4-point gap. They've taken the lead now. Cambridge 0, Rotherham 1. Emma Saunders is telling us about it on Sky. Rotherham have the lead. Anyone got a goal scorer for us in the chat? Do let us know. Rotherham lead on about 60. Well, we were just saying it was 0-0 on 65. Rotherham lead, and everything could be going their way today in terms of a 4-point lead. Rotherham, the Kings of League One. They are bossing it again, and 47 at the halfway point. They are projecting the 2 points per game now as well, projecting 94 for the season, Rotherham, which will surely win them the league again. Dan Barlasser, is it, Annie? Thank you. Barlasser, the former Newcastle midfielder, is the goal scorer. Excellent. We have a Leeds team. How weakened is it? Okay. Melier, Drama starts. Goodness me. Ailing, Cock returns. Dallas, Forshaw, Klitsch, Harrison, Roberts, Rafinha, Gelhardt. Could be worse. So I'm not seeing Liam Cooper's name. I'm not seeing Calvin Phillips' name. I'm not seeing Junior Firpo's name. Patrick Bamford's name. Harrison. Okay, so look, it could be worse. Could be worse for Leeds, couldn't it? But yeah, we'll wait. If anyone's got the Arsenal team, do let us know as well. So that reset ending with a Rotherham goal. Cambridge 0, Rotherham 1. Big goal for Rotherham there. Perfectly timed. And all the other results, in terms of dropping points, the only thing that could make it better for Rotherham, and for me maybe as well, is Ipswich scoring against Sunderland. But hey, take a point. It's 4:30 now. So we're coming up probably 20 minutes from the end of normal time in most of these games. Let me know how it's going for you in the Saturday Superstream. 4-3 for Barlasser, is it? Wow. Impressive. Firpo suspended. Okay, thanks, Leeds. 2021. Oh, what a player Barlasser is. Was gutted when we let him go. However, really happy he's thriving at Rotherham. Yeah, well said. Well said indeed. Oh, turnaround goal. Nottingham Forest from 1-0 down at half-time, lead 2-1 against Haaland. Steve Cooper and his superb form at Forest looks like continuing. Forest, it will be 1 defeat in 15 under Steve Cooper, 1 defeat in 16 since Krissy left. Brennan Johnson has scored. He was my man to watch in my Football 365 column, and it's Forest 2, Hull 1, and the Forest good form is going to continue. Sorry for getting excited about that, Lenny. I know you're a Hull fan. Forest 2-1. Goodness me. Hugh, I think Hugh's Wigan, isn't he? We need to score. Yes, you do. Well, Rotherham are getting away, and Forest are getting away. Doing so well under Stevie Cooper. 2 points per game now for, I think, about 16 games. That is a long, long run of promotion form for Forest. Let's go to the live league table and see what a difference that goal makes in terms of Forest. And it looks good now. Look at Forest. They're in 7th place, 1 point off the playoffs. Forest, who had a hopeless start. Let me just do the maths really quickly. Sorry, I won't take up too much of your time doing this. But Forest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In their first 7 games, Forest, let me see how quickly I can do this maths. So in their first 7 games, Forest scored 1 point. So since that time, they've played 16 games, and it's going to be 33 points, better than 2 points per game across a sample size of 16 games. One of those games wasn't with Steve Cooper. It was with Stephen Reid, wasn't it? But still, in terms of Stevie Cooper, very, very impressive. 33 points in 16 games. If they can see this one out today. Woof. What are we getting here? Alexandra Lacazette captains Arsenal. Can anyone get the Arsenal team for us? Actually, I probably could get it on SofaScore, couldn't I? What are we saying here? And here, ugly scenes. Section Bristol City fans throwing things on the pitch. Oh, dear. What are they throwing? It's like tennis balls, like the Charlton. And why are they doing that? What's the problem? I don't get it. T. Miller. First time I've joined the stream due to not having a game this weekend. I'm sorry. Where would you be, T. Miller? Have to say I'm really enjoying it. Top work. Legend, T. Miller. Thank you. You're very, very welcome. Obviously, we prefer for you to be enjoying the game, but if you can be enjoying it here with us, then great stuff. Hugh, either that or Cambridge do what we do and turn it on late on. Hard task for Cambridge now. Rotherham are on fine form, aren't they? Lenny, not going to complain. The run was always going to end. Tough games coming up. It's not over yet, Lenny, in terms of Hull. They've been in fantastic form, haven't they? Tom, legend. Okay, for Arsenal, how strong is that? That looks full strength, doesn't it? Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel Tierney, Saka, Partey, Xhaka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Lacazette. So, I don't know. Don't want to upset my many Leeds friends. Do you make Arsenal favourites now, given the relative strengths in relation to both sides' potential best teams there? Bet Chris Hughton is weeping. Well, poor old Chris Hughton, hey? Premiere on TBS, Hogwarts tournament that has a 4-part quiz. Okay, I'll give it a look. The problem is that there's real nerds when it comes to things like Harry Potter who can literally destroy you on any quiz. I kind of like know bits and bobs, but yeah, probably like me doing a championship quiz. You don't want to take me on. You just don't. I will destroy you. I will destroy any man who dares abuse my trust. Would have been at the Cardiff game earlier. Okay, Cardiff and Derby today. I'll sing Perfect Day by Lou Reed. The death of football. Pity West Brom can't make it a perfect day. It was far from a perfect game for West Brom and Barnsley last night. It was rubbish, wasn't it? Not great. Should we blame the fog? Blame the fog and the Omicron. And West Brom's outbreak last week. 4:36 here. So let me give you some kind of indication. I know SofaScore's not always 100% accurate, but we think we're past 75 minutes in most of our games so far. 7 seasons in a row. You got it, Iain, in Name That Tune. Joe Gelhardt starting up top for Leeds. Well, look, every cloud, and us Championship fans have been a fan of Gelhardt for a while since he came through at Wigan, obviously. Unfortunately, no slight on Leeds. They weren't the only team to take a player off Wigan in administration, but shame Wigan lost him the way they did. But there we go. Fell asleep and missed the end last night. You're probably not the only one. Mini Surge would have been at Southampton away today. Second away day this season. Oh, damn. I hope you can go to the rescheduled game. Mini Surge, who looks like a Brentford fan there. Robert, Blackburn stuck with Mowbray even when things were not going well. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned. Look at them now. Lesson learned for many clubs. And right on cue, Robert, it's Blackburn 4, Birmingham 0. My God, Blackburn are good at the moment. They are bossing it. Guaranteed. 8 wins in 10 now for Blackburn. And they are battering Birmingham 4-0. Blackburn 4, Birmingham 0. We will find out the scorer imminently. Take a bow. Future December manager of the month, Tony Mowbray. Blackburn 4, Birmingham 0. Sorry to my Birmingham friends as well, but what a story Blackburn are at the moment. 8 wins in 10 coming up, guys, for the Rovers. Sensational. Anyone got the goal scorer? Bloody hell, indeed. Robert, sorry. Makes us losing 5-1 to Blackburn. Can we guess the scorer? I bet you can guess the scorer for Blackburn, can't you? Ben Brereton. Diaz is the goal scorer. 19 for the season for the Chilean sensation. Blackburn, take a bow. Just fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Is this the same Blackburn that lost 7? Again, 10 men in that one, and Fulham were rampaging that day. Callum Lang always saves us late on. Keep an eye on him. There we go. Hugh has called it. Callum Lang to get the winner maybe for Wigan against Oxford. Worth. We are closing in on the final 10 minutes of normal time. These Ben Brereton Diaz pauses, they're getting more and more ridiculous, aren't they? That must have been at least 10 seconds on that one. Well done, Diaz, ex-Forest player, making his mark. Big sale as well, wasn't it? This is the thing people forget about him. He cost like 6 million quid or something crazy, didn't he? But I'm afraid that's going to turn out money well spent because he's worth 3 times that now, isn't he? He's about as Chilean as I am. Yeah, but Iain, I like calling him the Chilean sensation. I blame COVID. There you go, Robert. Unbelievable. Archie Gray says, Rusty, a sub for Leeds. Look at that. 15 years old. 15 years. Oh, my God. And he's got good genes. Look, he's Eddie Gray's grandson. What a player Eddie Gray was, by the way. Ben, the best commentator since Jim Ross. By God, he's broken him in half, God damn it. Someone stop the match, hey? It's the best Jim Ross quote, isn't it, Dave? Oh, there we go. Eventful day. We haven't had many goals, but the chat's been good fun. Same age as Anir. There we go. And he might be playing in the Premier League today. Take a bow. What was his first name? Archie Gray. I tell you, he must be good, considering who the Leeds manager is and how picky he is about putting people into his first team. Shall we do a quick sweep? Another Bellingham. I don't know, Robert. Someone will have to tell me. Look, if he's a direct relative of Eddie Gray, he's not going to be massive like Bellingham is. The thing with Bellingham is obviously he's a brilliant player, but when he was like 15, 16, he looked like he was about 25, didn't he? So he just had that physicality straight away, Bellingham, as well as his brilliant talent as well. So I don't know. I'd imagine he'll be a bit smaller if he's related to Eddie Gray, wouldn't he? But there we go. Is it bad? 4-0 up and I'm hoping for a clean sheet. No, you hope for what you want, Paul, because it's all happening at the moment, isn't he? Stumping a mud hole and walking it dry. Yeah, he's good for a quote, old JR, isn't he? I'm watching the Benjamin Bloom stream on YouTube, and he's on the bench against Arsenal. It could be worse. It could be worse. I tell you. This is the Saturday Super Stream, everybody. Please hit like. Hit that thumb up button. McCann reverts back to trust the old 4-3-3. Lenny, from what you've told me, that's probably not good news, is it? You prefer the three at the back, don't you? So we'll see if it works. But look, if it gets Keane, Lewis, Potter and Ryan Longman a little bit further up the pitch, the old back four, might not be bad news, mightn't it? Passing the 80th minute now. This is where we begin to turn it on like we've done on many occasions. Good luck to Wigan in that last 10. Oh, God, we've gone back to Bianca at Portman Road. Please don't have bad news, my dear. Gray scored 2 against us in the Youth Cup in a 4-1 win last week. Callum, what sort of a player is he? Tell me more about him. Ben, what is going on at Bournemouth? I don't know, Plucky, but they've got 6 points in 8 games and 1 win in 8. Dropped off badly, haven't they? Look, they were never going to keep up that insane first 15 games where they didn't lose a game. 37 points from the first 15, wasn't it? Something mental like that. But it feels like too much of a from there to there, doesn't it? You don't mind going from there, from brilliant to average, because you can then get up to good, and you're probably still going to be, around that 75 to 85 points. But big drop-off. Mowbray went 11 games last year in a row without a win. Now look at him. He's nailing it, Tomster, isn't he? Wells on for Masengo. Oh, Peterborough. Oh, no. Blackpool 2, Peterborough 1. Peterborough had the lead in this one earlier in the game, looking like they were going to get a rare away win, but it looks like it's going to be a Blackpool win. Now, Blackpool 2, Peterborough 1. Blackpool have not been in good form at all. Are they going to get a much-needed win? The MFing pool, as the hashtag goes. Blackpool have gone 2-1 up on 86 minutes. Sonny Carey is the goal scorer, and Blackpool have turned it around. And God, Peterborough's away record, excuse me. So if my numbers are right, they're going to be played 12, 1-1, lost 11. 3 points in 12 games. That is a point every 4 games away from home. It's a dreadful away record for the Posh. And they were, fleetingly, when they took the lead, outside of the bottom 3 earlier. Remember, Reading, unfortunately, considering they had their 150th anniversary planned, they got their game postponed. And look, as you were, as Liam Gallagher would say, Peterborough back to 19 points, Reading on 21. Look at Blackpool. Going to go back into the middle of the table. It's so tight in there. And can they start another good run? Blackpool. Come on, Blackpool. No points for the Posh. Blackpool lead. What else have we got? Frank wasn't here. Got carried away watching it. Who's winning in the darts? I haven't been following it. Charlton struggling away from home. They haven't been struggling anywhere really under Johnny Jackson, but there we go. Did anyone ever see the Leeds game v Southampton? Oh, God, the Rabona. Yeah, absolutely. What a team that was. God. Revy's Leeds, ridiculously good. Peterborough's away record strongly reminds me of our away form in the last 2 seasons in the Championship. Well, there we go. I was at Wolves Forest League Cup final in 1980. An 18th birthday present. Would Andy Gray have been playing in that one for Wolves? Don't even talk to me about the Forest team in 1980. My God. Well, they'd have been European champions then. What a team under Brian Clough. Right, let's try and do a sweep, because every time we try and do a sweep, a goal goes in. So no games in the Premier League. In the lunchtime kickoff, Borough 1, Bournemouth 0. Bournemouth's bad run continues, as was just pointed out in the chat. It's Blackburn 4, Birmingham 0. Spectacular stuff from Blackburn. Blackpool 2, Posh 1. Turnaround for Blackpool. Important win looking for them. Bristol City 1, Huddersfield 3. Forest turning it around. Forest 2, Hull 1. In League One, it's going to be a very, very good day for Rotherham if there's no goals in this last 5 minutes or so. No late goals. And Rotherham are going to be 4 points clear at the top because they're winning 1-0 at Cambridge. Ipswich are holding Sunderland, who started the day third, I think. Morecambe 0, Fleetwood 0. Morecambe are going to be in the bottom 4 tonight because Shrewsbury... When did Shrewsbury go 3-1 up? Did I miss that one? Sorry, I've missed that one. Shrewsbury with 10 men take a bow. They might be our team. No, Blackman are going to be our team of the day, aren't they? Shrewsbury 3-1 up. Woof. Rochdale 3, Newport 0 as well in League 2. It's just gone in. Plymouth 1, Charlton 0, Oxford 2, Wigan 2. Oh, look! Oxford 2, Wigan 3. It's just changed on my screen. We said, could Wigan get another late goal? Yes, they have. How about that? Oxford 2, Wigan 3, changing before our eyes. Wigan were 2-0 up. Oxford got it back to 2-2. Wigan lead again. And there you go. Look at that. 47 for Rotherham. Wigan go on to 45. A Sunderland goal and nothing changes. And everybody's exactly where they were if everybody wins. But Wigan are keeping pace with Rotherham up there. Well done, Wigan, and well done, Blackpool. It is 3-1 to Blackpool. Blackpool have got the 3 points there. And, well, let's focus on Blackpool and be positive about... it's not recurring about their win today, but we do have to lament that it's not recurring. It is recurring. I did it twice. That's literally the definition of recurring. Oh, dearie me. Blackpool 3, Peterborough 1. Incredible scenes there. James McLean is the goal scorer for Wigan in the 86th minute. Can they hang on in there? It'd be a great win for Wigan. Well done, Hugh. To be fair, you did tell me. You did tell me. Bless you. Thank you. Double bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Did you predict 4-0 on the stream, Noel? Fair play to you, mate, if you got that one right. I don't know what odds you would have got. I need to point up there. We're not sponsored by Betfair today, are we? But on that one, pretty long odds, I would suggest. Goodness me. Wow. I need to change that to say Oxford 2, Wigan 3. I'd only changed it to say 2-2 not so long ago. We should be approaching full-time stoppage time in all of our games now. Where could we get big late drama? The games where one goal changes everything. There's only one in the Championship, and it's Forest and Hull. It's 2-1, and Hull could equalise there and deny Forest the 3 points. There's a few in League One. It's far more on a knife edge there. Why don't I bring them up? An equaliser for Cambridge would really open things up at the top against Rotherham. A goal for Sunderland would close things up at the top. They're 1-1 at Portman Road. A goal for Morecambe or Fleetwood would be of great benefit down at the bottom there. Wigan have already got a late goal. Could Oxford equalise and take that back? Or maybe an equaliser for Charlton at Plymouth. A lot of outcomes can change on a single goal going into stoppage time in the Superstream today. Again, it's a game of noughts and crosses down the bottom there for you, for goodness sakes. With all of our postponements, only 4 games in the Championship. And plenty of goals, though, in all the games, it should be said. 6 in League One. Woof. I suppose now would be a good time to say cheers, everybody. The last Saturday Superstream before Christmas. Great chat, Ben. Many thanks. Despite the score, absolutely. Last minute FC at it again. Well, you love to see it if you're a Wigan fan. Not particularly pleased if you're an Oxford fan. Where is the late goal going to come? We're actually starting to get full times now. Tranmere 1, Orient 0 in League 2. We'll try and tick off our 10 games. A little bit easier to keep up with fewer games, but we do like the carnage, don't we? Of covering all of these. Yeah, cheers. Cheers, everybody. Happy Christmas, hey? Going into the 90-minute point, Paul Merson is doing Oxford-Wigan, which has been a cracker, hasn't it? Oxford went 2-0 down, got it back to 2-2, and now Wigan have taken lead again in the 86th minute. We know the term that always gets thrown around when a team goes from 2-0 to 2-2. It's thrown away a 2-goal lead, isn't it? Which would have been very frustrating for our mate Hugh. We often have Katie in the chat as well, Wigan. Plenty of Wigan friends on the channel. You love to see it. Plenty of friends from most clubs, which is fantastic, isn't it? He loves the vino. A little bit too much, isn't it? Hey, maybe that can be my New Year resolution. Full-time Salford 1, Stevenage 0. Those people that like that sort of thing will like that. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas from New Zealand. Big up the NZ. Well done, Steve. Thank you for tuning in. All the way from New Zealand. Come on, Leeds, says Freddie. Half hour and 35 minutes to kick off in Leeds versus Arsenal. A 5:30 kick-off today outside of the old blackout. Plymouth 1, Charlton 0. Good win for Plymouth, that one up in the top 6. They've been on a poor run, Plymouth, and obviously Ryan Lowe's gone off to do the Preston job. He's allowed to. He's done very well at Bury. But in the last 5 games, only 1 point, really dropped off badly, Plymouth. Let's hope for their sake they can regain their good form. Blackpool 3, Peterborough 1 is our first championship full time. Good win for Blackpool. Peterborough were leading. Dembele gave them the lead in the first half. Anderson, Carey, and then there was another goal in the Blackpool game. I can't even tell you who scored the third goal. I said I was going to be able to keep up with everything today. Pathetic. Who scored the third Blackpool goal? Jerry Yates. There we go. Scored loads last season in League One. Didn't he? We are awaiting our full times. We're going to be in stoppage time in most of our games. Blackpool 3, Peterborough 1, as I said, has gone through as a full time. Keane Lewis Potter has hit the bar for Hull. Oh, my God. That one is 2-1. 1 goal. Changes everything. Quite nice watching and not being a stressed out mess. Well, there you go. Hey, people don't understand this, watching football as a neutral. It's good fun. It's good fun. You should all try it. Go to a game that involves a team you don't support. You'll enjoy it. I bet you. It's a very, very different thing without that tribal, emotive quality that watching your own team gives. Right, 1 full time through in the championship. Well, if you count the game last night and the early kickoff, oh, why have they got? They've gone to Bianca at Ipswich. Hopefully, not to describe a Sunderland goal. It's still 1-1. What is going on at Portman Road? Gone into added time. Ipswich 1, Sunderland 1, in front of 30,000 fans there, and 2 of the new ownership group are there as well, Mark Detmer and Berke Bakar. You can see an interview with Mark Detmer on the excellent Blue Monday YouTube channel. Ralph, did Charlton get the new manager appointed non-bounce? There you go. Sounds like Ralph is about as much into the new manager bounce as me. Are Blackburn the new Brentford? I don't know about that, but they're certainly having a good crack at it, Robin. Oh, goal back for Bristol City. What minute did that one go in then, guys? Goal back for Bristol City, we think. Yes, oh God, it went in the 96th minute though. But hey, it could be a scary last minute for Huddersfield. Can they just get the ball anywhere near the box on the last phase after the kickoff? Bristol City have got a goal back. Remember that game between Bristol City and Forest? Wouldn't be the first time there were 2 goals late in a game at Ashton Gate this season. Bristol City 2, Huddersfield 3. They're trying to keep the goal average up. Nottingham Forest have 1. Forest 2, Hull 1. Andy Vyman. Well, here's a stat for you. Andy Vyman has scored 2 goals 95 minutes apart. Beat that if anyone can. Brilliant stuff. Vyman in the second and the 97th minute. Incredible. So I believe that is the only game still going. Bristol City and Huddersfield in the Championship. They look like they're behind Ipswich, to be honest, which terrifies me somewhat. And we're just waiting on Bristol City and Huddersfield to finish up. And it's over. There you go. Championship games are all over. We can go to the table. Lenny wasn't expecting much, so not overly disappointed. Hoping the takeover is done and dusted before Christmas. Absolutely, Lenny, for you long-suffering Hull fans under that not very popular alarm regime. Let's have a look. Let's focus particularly. We think that is an up-to-date Championship table, although SofaScore gets very buggy at this time of the week at 5 o'clock on a Saturday. So Blackburn, sensational, up to 3rd. Bournemouth losing again today. And they've let Blackburn catch them to within 1 point. None of, QPR and Stoke didn't play. West Brom drew last night. Forest in 7th. Forest are 1 point off the playoffs. And actually, they're 1 point off 5th position as well. There are 2 games in hand, of course, for QPR with those COVID postponements. Borough win and go on to 33 points. Huddersfield win and go on to 33 points. Blackpool win and go into the top half on to 30 points. Birmingham have lost and Bristol City have lost. They're both on 27. City have 17, 18, 19. Hull also have lost as well. And Peterborough, for a fleeting moment, were outside of the bottom 3. However, Blackpool turn it all around. Pearson out, says Annie. Alistair, this time I'm normally fuming on Twitter. Yeah, absolutely. Get in, says Hugh. Yeah, I bet he's a happy chappy. Late winner for Wigan. Let's have a quick look at League One. Although not everything is over, and obviously the terror of Ipswich's game being one of the last ones to finish is very, very real for me. Cambridge nil. No, Ipswich is done. Okay, I'm going to relax. Ipswich 1, Sunderland 1 is full time. I'll take it. Cambridge nil, Rotherham 1. I think they're still going. Rotherham looking like they're extending their lead at the top. But Wigan are within 2 points with their late winner. 86th minute winner. That's a late winner, isn't it? Morecambe nil, Fleetwood nil, Plymouth 1, Charlton nil, Shrewsbury 3, Cheltenham 1. Woof. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That's been today's limited Saturday Superstream. Please, before you go, hit the like button on the stream. We'll still have some more content before we get to Christmas, but happy Christmas if I don't talk to you before then. What have we got? We have got Spurs and Liverpool. I should be there, fingers crossed. Tomorrow we'll have our Dearly Departed review. Well, will we? Might have to cancel Dearly Departed because none of them are played this weekend. Check out my tribal football column as well tomorrow. That should be an easy write as well. Not very busy, but we should hopefully, fingers crossed, be here for Fulham and Sheffield United on Monday night as well. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Shout outs. Thank you, David. Thank you, Iain, Forest Fat Cats, T Miller, Leeds 2021. I'll put the rest of the shout outs up as the adverts play. Happy halfway mark. Happy last super stream before Christmas. Let's see how many more games we get over the Christmas period. Going to be a little bit spotty, isn't it? But hey, we'll do what we can on the channel. Let's hope all the players and the clubs do what they can in terms of getting the games on. See you all soon. And it's a lovely big over and out for me. Thank you for watching on the Saturday Super Stream. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.